allow the two children to have the budget every year.
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
Off your mind. Off your
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call am hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over Naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìí yẹ. Mayegun máa wí.
there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Mayegun Live. And you're welcome to the Temple of Truth. Tonight, the T-O-T or the Tout, T-O-U-T, Temple of Undiluted, Uncomfortable Truth. Brethren, please read beyond the caption of this broadcast. Read the description of the broadcast. Like it. Share it. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Tell all those that should be here that Mayegun today, Mayegun is live. And if you have done that already, I want to say thank you. If you haven't, please do that, okay? In 2024, right, this is the power of sharing, okay? They say that is, they say sharing is caring. In 2024, on YouTube alone, Mayegun's diary political videos were shared as 549,000 times. That's a lot. I'm grateful to you for that. Like those of you are always like a share to everywhere. Yeah. And we got 1.9 million likes on all videos because in 2024 alone, we had over 3,500 videos uploaded, including the live broadcast as well. So play your role, play your part, share the broadcast, and then sit back, relax, enjoy the conversation, as interesting as they will be, and as uncomfortable as it can be for some people. But the thing is that you have a chance with this platform to get to know a lot about what is going on in that contraption called Nigeria. The characters that are playing different roles in undermining the progress, the vision of Nigeria, their names, their tribe, their religion, what they have done, what they are doing. On Mayegun's diary political, there is always no holds bar. Always no holds bar. And then at the later part of the program, you would also have a chance to call in, add your own contribution as well, which means like you can either agree, disagree, doesn't really matter. You have your own shot. If you have done the sharing, the liking, again, I want to say thank you. So tonight, we are starting with another lunatic, a religious lunatic from northern part of Nigeria that a lot of people believe that he is an agent provocateur using religion. His name is Jingir. Yahaya Jingir is the same man who said that it wasn't thiefnubu that removed subsidy. It was the Igbos. It was also the guy who said that it wasn't thiefnubu that is making life hard for you, but take a look at the Igbo businessmen and women. It was that same, Jingiri. Now, it's always been in the news anyway, like for all the negative reasons, defending the APC, Egbe. And usually he has his own mosque, like a big mosque. He's got his own followers too, right? And he has never really missed when it comes to passing divisive rhetorics on, through his own mosque, which usually slip through to the social media, you say. A few days ago, sorry if you don't understand Hausa, okay, but I just need to play this and somebody can help me do interpretation in the comment section for our non-Hausa speakers, okay? So a few days ago, yeah, this Jingiri guy, this old man, was a friend. Was not a friend, was like a guest at the Bauchi State government house. It was hosted by Bala Mohammed, the guy who has been battling to take control of a PDP from Wiki, and it's almost like futile. So he was telling the Jingiri of what thiefnubu is. Like, even though he endorsed the thiefnubu. But with what the people are facing in that contraption today, so Bala Mohammed was telling him that thiefnubu doesn't listen to anybody but himself. And then the praise singers around him who have been telling him that he is the best thing to happen to that contraption after the invention of a sliced bread. So that Jingiri, it was now like, you have always been like speaking in his defense and all of that. And most of what you are saying, they are not fact-backed. They are lies, right? And then you are doing so using religion, deceiving the people, and at the same time trying to deflect in a way that rather than for thiefnubu to take responsibility, even though you are either ignorant or you are just doing it deliberately, right? Like, instead of thiefnubu to take responsibility for his own actions, you are deflecting, doesn't listen to anyone, and blah, 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 like that, right? So we'll start with that, and then what Jingiri just said 24 hours ago.
Kai kana yi ne kowa naka ne, amma abin daɗin Allah ya sa har yanzu kana da rai kuma kana faɗa ana ji. Mu watakila ka ɗan ji furce-furce tsakaninmu da shugaban ƙasa Tinubu, da gaske ne ba ma shiri da shi, saboda 'yan uwanmu suna shan wahala, mu ma gwamnoni muna shan wahala sakamakon abubuwa ƙudurori da ya kawo wanda baya sauraron mutane, kuma baya ji baya gani abin kamar zai halaka mu al'umman arewa da al'umman Najeriya. Misali abin harajin nan abu ne na ilimi da hikima. Gwamnati ba ta rayuwa sai da kuɗin shiga. Idan aka tattoshe hanyoyin shigan gwamnati, zaman nan ma ba za mu iya yi ba. Mu kuma arewa mun san mun yi sakaci, mun raja a kan gwamnatin tarayya inda ake rabar haraji. Kuɗi da ake samu na mai baya shigowa ba saboda ana biyan bashi da shi. Idan aka ɗauki aljihu ko shigan haraji wa jihohi irinmu, to za a wahala ninkin ba ninkin. Shi yasa muke buƙatar, dama na so in tashi takanas ta Kano in same ka. Wataƙila kana ɗaya daga cikin wanda kake magana wa shugaban ƙasa ya ji. Ba rashin kunya ba ne, ba izgilanci ba ne, ba raina kama ba ne. Abu ne na shugabanci, muke gaya wa shugaban ƙasa abubuwan da yake ƙudurawa ba sa aiki. Kuma muna buƙatar irin ku, dama Allah yana hore mana irin ku a cikin al'umma, wanda kowa nasa ne, kuma za ku tursasa kowa kamar yadda za ka tursasa ni. Wani abin ma da muke shiru, kai ne linzamin, in ba haka ba mu a siyasa komai sai mu kudunduma a sharma. Amma ganin cewa mu 'ya'yanka ne, ba za mu yi abin kunya ba, wanda an mun zo za mu rasa inda za mu saka mu, saboda kai baka da halaka da irin wannan, kuma kana da kyakkyawan tsammani wa kowa da kowa. Kuma kamar yadda na ce, har yanzu mun yi takunkumi makanmu bisa kyakkyawan tsammanin cewa irin ku za su yi ƙoƙari su gyara. Ba ma nufin cin mutunci da yanke ƙauna, amma jagoranci ne ya samu muke yin abubuwa da muke faɗi, saboda a saurare mu, a gyara kayanka bai zamanto da wani muraba ba. Dama zan zo tun da kayi magana cikin jama'a, shi yasa nake yi. Kana ɗaya daga cikin wanda za ka ce kauran Bauchi karkasa ka ce komai, wallahi zai yi shiru, amma nauyi yana kanka, saboda kai ne uban kasa, kuma ba wani da ya yi ma wayannan mutane abin da ka musu, abin da ka mini, abin da ka yi abba a Kano da sauran mu iri, kuma duka muna sauraron ka. Muna godiya, Allah ya ƙara maka lafiya, Allah ya ƙara maka tsawon kwana, kuma Allah ya.
So the bottom line is that he was there saying it to his face that you are the promoters of the Muslim ticket. You told our people how great it was going to be for them to go for Muslim tickets. But look at the country today. Look at thiefnubu today. And look at the Arewa today. See what, see how things have turned out. And right now, thiefnubu is someone who doesn't even listen to anyone. Okay, he believes so much in what is like doing or saying. And then some people like you should have a shot and a chance of talking to him, right? Rather than just speaking, deflecting, like trying to deviate the conversation and all of that stuff. Or, defending his failure, to be precise. So what did the Jingiri do yesterday? Yesterday was Jumat, right? Yeah, they always leave out those useless messages during Jumat service. So Jingiri was talking to his zombies in Hausa, and he was telling them that, yeah, things may be hard, things may be tough, but he has it on a very good authority that thiefnubu and shittyman, that they have been having sleepless nights over the situation in that contraption. Security problems, economic problems, hunger problems, and everything facing that contraption right now, that he knows that thiefnubu and the shittyman, the two of them, have been having sleepless nights. Sleepless nights for what? And that's the short word that made it to the internet earlier today. I don't want to bore you with other language that a lot of us don't even speak, right? Listen.
Yanzu dan Allah, shugaban ƙasa Ahmad Bola Tinubu da mataimakinsa Kashim Shettima, wahalar da suke yi da kwana ba bacci, talakawa ma na yi. To me yasa za a cusa mutane su zagin shugabanni? In ka zagi shugabanni din aka sa kai ne shugaban, kai ma haka kake so a zazzage ka? Zagin shugabanni ba dabara bace. Ku tambayi Somalia, bana sun kai shekara wajen 35 ba gwamnati. Ba gwamnati. In ka je kasar su kudin su ma ba su da shi. Why ke so ya zama haka?
So briefly, he was telling them that, he's telling his listeners that both thiefnubu and shittyman on this issue of Nigeria, they have been having sleepless nights. And they care so much about the talakawas, the poor people, that the best you can do is to pray for them and pray that Nigeria doesn't turn to Somalia. Because if you go to Somalia, there is no government in Somalia. So don't let anybody push you. Practically say, don't let anybody push you to go against thiefnubu and shittyman. Because if you try that, Nigeria can turn to Somalia. And if Nigeria should turn to Somalia, see, there will be no government. Go there is no government. That is how they help use religion to keep the people in check and in control. About sleepless nights for what? Sleepless nights because they are digging a well for oil, or they are building mountain blocks for an hospital, or what sleepless nights is thiefnubu and shittyman not having? They're having the best time of their lives. Thiefnubu is flying everywhere, enjoying himself, telling you that I asked for this job. I asked for this job. Let me do the job. Kind of. But the policies, the economic policies of thiefnubu continue to send millions of people into the bottom barrel of the poverty ladder in that contraption. Their 2025 budget, they've taken care of themselves so well, enough that at least if anyone with any kind of modicum of sense, any little brain, right there in that skull, we understand that there is absolute no plan whatsoever to take any of you out of your current economic doldrum, rather to dip you further inside it. Oh, I was reading the report of a budget on the 2025 budget. You know, budget. So it's an organization that is very, very, you know, like current, up to date when it comes to the financial, you know, the budget, what do you call it? The budget of Nigeria and its implementation. Okay, they call it appropriation and whatever, you know, budget. They said in 2022, under Bokohari, the National Assembly inserted 4,631 or thereabout fake projects in the budget, which automatically ferried over 1 trillion naira to the pocket of the National Assembly members. In 2023, that number increased to over 5,000 fake projects, which also ferried over 2.3 trillion naira to the pocket of the criminal lawmakers. In 2024, it never reduced. It got increased to over 7,000 fake projects. When I say fake projects, these are just like projects that are being inserted in different ministries, you know, ministry departments and then agencies. It's, for example, using, let's say, Ministry of Agriculture, right? Building a new mosque, building 3 new mosques in Sokoto. So, waiting concern Ministry of Agriculture and building mosques. Ministry of Foreign Affairs, building new palace and renovating the palaces of kings in Edo, Ondo, and Ekiti. It's like, waiting concern Foreign Affairs with construction of new palaces for kings. So, because they won't construct any palace or anything, they are like fake projects. And what that does, what that kind of like did to your budget, by the way, is that you continue to run a deficit, okay? Because, yeah, money is budgeted. They will say, oh, for, what do you call it? For 2020, for example, I'm using an example now. For 2022 budgets, there's a total of 18 trillion. But the expected revenue generation in 2022 was put at 12 trillion. So that means there's a deficit of about 6 trillion. So in that deficited budget, about 2 or 3 trillion is going into private pockets on fake projects. If they can be weeded out, that means even if there's going to be any deficits in your budget, it's probably going to be less than 3 trillion. Just using that as an example. In this 2025 budget, the same budget came out and said, you know, Tinubu created these commissions: Southeast Commission, South Commission, Southwest Commission, Northwest Commission, Northeast Commission. And then they allocated money to them. They are like government on their own, that they can go and use their budget money for anything to develop these regions, 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria, except the North Central, which they didn't allocate any money to. Guess how much money is that? That if nobody is allocating to this is Job for the Boys Commission he created, 2.6 trillion naira is included in this 2025 budget. But you know the thing is that, for example, South Commission, Development Commission, they have about 776 billion naira as their own budget for 2025. Southwest Development Commission, they have over 460 billion naira as their own budget. Southeast Commission, they have about 380 billion naira as their own budget. Now, you see all this money, they are not for any development. They are for overhead cost, which means money for salaries, money for buying vehicles. No joke. So 2.6 trillion naira for development commissions, but there is nothing to develop. It's not actually money meant for constructing schools or, you know, not for any development, overhead just to pay salaries for this year, 2025, for this new job for the boys commissions that Tinubu created. So, and then the deficits in your 25 budget, your deficit, let me see, the deficit is about 20 trillion naira. The budget itself is, the one proposed though, is about 48 or 49 trillion naira, right? 49 trillion naira proposed budget, and expected revenue, according to them, is 23 trillion. So what does that tell you? That means you have 26 trillion deficits, because inside that budget, they want to spend 15 trillion in servicing debts. 15 trillion to service debt. 18 trillion for recurrent expenditure, which is the money, non-productive money. It's just the money for them to buy cars, build houses for themselves, renovate this, travel abroad, feed themselves, and pay salaries. The thiefnubu coastal road, that is so kind of like the famous coastal road, Lagos to Calabar. There is no one single naira budgeted for it. Now, all of this, the reason why I'm using this example is that what is Tinubu having sleepless nights over? I mean, it must be insomnia. It has nothing to do with whatever you are facing in that contraption. It must be insomnia. And being a bat, they say bat doesn't even sleep at night anyway. So if somebody like a Jingiri, which I considered, a religious illiterate, who became relevant, like came to prominence because is one of those Islamic cleric in northern part of Nigeria that are being used by politicians to continue to control the minds of the people. Make them believe that if they pray hard, if they come closer to Allah, if they come closer to Jesus, if they do that, fast and pray, their situation will change. Meanwhile, those who are making decisions that affect their lives only give these miscreants, these bedsheets wearing miscreants, the relevance that they have. Like, go and talk to your people, tell them to pray for us, so that everything will be fine. But when you look at their actions and their inactions, then you realize that you are done for. Yes, you are. It's just so unfortunate. Anyway, like I said, there are those who believe somebody like that, and you even see educated people that actually believe these miscreants using religion, whether an Islamic religion or Christianity religion, just to keep the people down, keep them so foolish and so stupid and so gullible, enough for the political class to have it easy peasy, like easy way. Just enjoy yourself. You are so lucky. Nigerian politicians, how lucky are you? So lucky people. Because the people that are supposed to hold you responsible, they are busy right now getting ready for their night vigil. Others are getting ready to go and listen to their chief imam, go and listen to their clerics, who will tell them that whatever they are going through, it is the sign that Allah or God wanted to teach them something. And that Allah and their God, they never stopped teaching people something in that contraption. There was never a time that people have it easier and say, we have prayed. We have fasted and fasted and fasted. How come this Allah, this God, hasn't really listened to us? What have we done? Not knowing that you have done nothing wrong, other than you are listening to miscreants who have been using religion to hoodwink you, hold you down. Just like when we discuss about the breakup of Nigeria, and they say, don't let us break it. Say, is Nigeria in your favor? Is it working for you? So why are you afraid if Nigeria break up? If everybody have to go their separate ways, what do you have to lose? What are you gaining right now? Let us be thanking God, because let us not pray for war in Nigeria. You see, if you see the country that are fighting war, people are It is because you think, as a free, like a voluntary slave that you are, you think there is no war in Nigeria because your family members are still where they are 5 years ago, Abi. You still have your homes. In that same contraption, millions of people have lost their homes. They are now living in refugee camps. And they are telling you that Nigeria is not at war, because to you, Nigeria is not at war. But to them, what do you say to them? Those children who ended up in refugee camps, they call the IDP camps, those ones that have been killed, slaughtered. In a single year, 614,000 Nigerians were killed. And you are not at war, because at least you can still, you can still do your dorime. Abi? You are still doing your party. You are still doing your wedding. You are doing your funeral. You are doing everything like normal. But there are other people whose lives have been destroyed, turned upside down because of the inefficient, incompetent, corrupt criminal government you have in that contraption. But you are telling yourself, don't let us pray for war. Even in Ukraine that they are fighting war, in Syria that they are fighting war, they didn't kill 600,000 people in a year. But terrorists are slaughtering you. They kidnapped over 2.3 million Nigerians in a single year. Tell me which other country they are experiencing the same. Give me one. There are countries that are fighting war right now. In Gaza, you have heard, you see, the Israel Gaza that has become so famous online and worldwide. The number of people killed in Gaza by record, like 60,000. How many? Do you see how the world is reacting? In Nigeria, 600,000 people were slaughtered. Quietly, silently, every day killings, including the security agents, security officials, soldiers or policemen. But they have turned you to become so tone deaf enough that if it has not happened to you, then maybe it's not happening. In fact, it's not happening. So you are praying. Don't let us pray for war in Nigeria. Don't let us, let us just pray. In fact, it is the prayer of the Christians. It is the prayer of the church that has still kept Nigeria together. That's why we have not seen war. You have no idea. Over 10 million Nigerians have been displaced in the last 10 years alone. Over 10 million Nigerians. But it has become so normal. Like, it's okay. It's normal. Like, And if any of this happened to any of you who have been living in that denial for so long, it will be like the whole world is about to collapse. This is the damages that the APC, they have done to you. That a lot of you don't care. Or you pretend not to know. Like, if I pretend that it is not happening, then I don't have to worry. That means it's not happening. You have places in Nigeria that they call the ungoverned area. Governments opened their mouth. They told you that they have ungoverned area. Ungoverned area. That simply means these are the areas that they have succeeded. They have ceded to the terrorists. If you find yourself in those territories, bye-bye. They normalize this whole thing. Then they want you to keep being so grateful. You better be grateful that you are still alive. You better be grateful. Don't listen to all these guys. So let's be thankful that we are alive. Let's keep praying. If not because of our prayer, Nigeria for done. Okay, if Nigeria go to war, how many people do you think they will be killing in a year? Do you think you will need about 6 million people to be killed in a year before you are alarmed? I'm saying this right now. There are many of you seated there thinking, is that true? Is that possible? 600,000 people? Really? I don't believe that. Because you will never believe it in Jesus' name, Abby. Since not a single member of your family is a victim yet. I don't think so. Do you believe that? No, I don't believe it. So where are the bodies? They should show us the dead bodies. See? Insensitive. I don't care reason. Abby? Because if it is not happening, if it hasn't happened to you, then it is probably not happening. It's just some people who don't like APC. That is why. Nigerian Bureau of Statistics released this data. And immediately, their DSS, Dr. Most Stupid Service, arrested the person in charge of the NBS. How dare you release that kind of data? You mustn't delete it. You must not release such data to alarm the people. Are you trying to turn the people against us? For every Sunday, they are saying, praise God. Let's praise God. Every Friday, they are there. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. While the political class are enjoying their incompetence without any consequences. No consequences, no. We are just troublemakers who kind of like, steering the honest nest. So Jingiri and his likes, they are already warming up for their 2020, 2027 messages. All they have to come back with is to kind of probably, especially that guy, that bigoted lunatic miscreant called Jingiri. If he look to the left and look to the right, and then you put the blame on the Igbos. He is so good with that. Watch out. So if thiefnubu and his gang are having sleepless nights, I probably would mean it's going to be probably for 2 reasons. Either of these 2 reasons. Number 1 is suffering from insomnia, or number 2, is having sleepless nights because whatever they planned to loot and steal or destroy, they haven't achieved that enough yet. That could be the only 2 reasons. And I don't see him having sleepless nights. No, doesn't look like it. Somebody who's having sleepless nights. Bokohari kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu to keep him as a trophy. When Nnamdi Kanu got kidnapped from Kenya, it was celebrated in northern Nigeria to the point that you will think the poverty, the terrorism, that is the insecurity in northern part of Nigeria, they were the creation of Nnamdi Kanu. The moment Nnamdi Kanu got kidnapped, that means the entire poverty, the entire terrorism, the insecurity, the kidnapping, the slavery, they're actually capturing people in northern Nigeria and they are selling them off as slaves. You will think all of that will disappear. Like you have Jingiri, you have another elite called Arthur Eze. Arthur Eze is an establishment billionaire, by the way. Is considered a billionaire. In fact, some people believe that he is the richest Igbo man. He is a government contractor. And, Agip himself, all or any government in power. So when Bokohari went to Imo State, sometimes in 2022, right? I remember that this same Arthur Eze was bragging of how he had an arrangement or an agreement with Bokohari that Nnamdi Kanu will be released. So I saw a video this morning where the same Arthur Eze was hosting some supposed traditional chiefs in eastern part of Nigeria. And he said a lot of things, but the one that actually caught my attention was that he has had another deal with thiefnubu, that Nnamdi Kanu will be released very soon. You know something? I will continue to remind all of us, especially you, my dear Biafran brothers and sisters. In Yoruba land, there's something we call the Kokorotonje for, or Kokorotonje Igba, Ide Igbalowa, the Kokorotonje for, Ide Folowa, simply or loosely translated as the insect that is eating that your vegetable, actually lives very close to the vegetable. I strongly believe that which I have actually shared on this platform many times, that the travails of the whole persecution of Nnamdi Kanu, right, lasted this long because from the start, from the word go, those behind it are your elite, your Igbo elite, the Igbo political class, the Igbo business class, and the rest. I call them elites, the well-to-do Igbos. Because one of the worries, one of their fear which has been established is the fact that how did this Nnamdi Kanu managed to convince the Igbos? Igbos are very conservative people, all right? They are so conservative that it's going to really take a lot of work to have them, right, follow you, listen to you. Like it's a tough one. If you go back into their history, right, they've only had a few handful number of people that Igbos actually like listen to in such a way that Nnamdi Kanu has pulled it off. Yeah, even the great Zik, as influential as what do you call it, the Nnamdi Azikiwe was, right? It wasn't like accepted by all the Igbos in that manner. Similarly, Odimegwu Ojukwu, another another great Igbo, right? He himself had, he had so much influence in a way that I don't think any living or dead Igbo actually had same, right? And then the next person is Nnamdi Kanu. If Nnamdi Kanu had been a typical Nigerian elite, it would have milked that influence so much that those who had the capacity to get him, locked up this way in Igbo land, right? Majority of them would have become either irrelevant today if he chooses to, but he was not and still not a typical, politician, so to say, put it that way, politician. So, but he had this intimidating personality that some of them, I think, when they got closer to him, they now realized that he's just as ordinary, as simple as a man, or the way he saw himself, that is just, I'm just like a man, like a messenger, kind of. But they dreaded him so much, maybe because of what people are saying about him on the streets, that the only way they could get rid of him, they couldn't do it themselves. So they gave Bokohari the go-ahead that we need this guy out of circulation. Whatever it is that you can do for us, please get him out of circulation. Because sometimes ago, they actually felt like the way Nnamdi Kanu was describing the elite, that he had so much power, so much influence that he could actually like order them killed. And people would do it for free. Yeah, today you can see some sewage dwellers, some gutter mouth, nuisance, saying all they can about Nnamdi Kanu. Oh, he was captured. No. It's because he actually really never really used that influence the way ordinary person will use it in that contraption. If you have the same influence, if any Igbo man living right now has similar influence like Nnamdi Kanu has in that place, right? And he uses it that way, you know what I mean? They probably will be feared than you can imagine as well. Nnamdi Kanu didn't. Something that some of us feels like could be his own undoing, but we can't judge. The real people that set up the kidnapping, the incarceration of Nnamdi Kanu, they are no other people than the Igbo elite. Not the Yorubas, not the Fulanis, not the Hausas. And those who want him to remain there are no other people again than the Igbo elite. Because, you see, if they wanted him out, if they want him out, Nnamdi Kanu will be out like in days or weeks. But if Nnamdi Kanu comes out, then is going to overshadow a lot of them. Something that they probably would never want to happen. There are those of them who have used the same name, Nnamdi Kanu's name, for their own political advantage in Igbo land. Yeah, we are going to get him out. Vote for me. We are talking to this current deputy speaker, that madman, Benjamin Kalu, is one of them who have used the same Nnamdi Kanu's name repeatedly in that same Igbo land. And majority of them, they will come out. It's just, I mean, if you want to be on the on the good side of some of these Igbos in Igbo land, right? Just say that you are working to get Nnamdi Kanu out. But meanwhile, behind the scene, they don't want him out. Nnamdi Kanu is being locked up illegally or using the instrumentality of states to keep him locked up, to make it look legal. And it is not. So Arthur Eze, again, this is going to be like in 3 years, a space of 3 years. He's now saying that he is having an arrangement with thiefnubu that is going to release Nnamdi Kanu. This Peter Mba, the last time thiefnubu was in the eastern part of Nigeria, Peter Mba, the Enugu, when he was in Enugu, that one-day visit, the Igbo leaders, supposedly the Igbo elite, they were falling over heads. They are falling, their heads over heels, trying to fight for space, for relevance in the presence of thiefnubu. He actually praised some of them. They never raised any issue that has to do with Nnamdi Kanu, because they do know that even though the insecurity in the eastern part of Nigeria is mostly political, mostly political. Now, there is a chance that a free Nnamdi Kanu will actually turn on the stove, their bomb, something that, he always do anyway, like he will expose and tell us those behind the insecurity in the eastern part of Nigeria. And then maybe to your own shock, you realize that the same people who are supposed to keep the people safe, protected in that region are also the people behind the insecurity themselves. So when I saw this video, I was like, even though as incoherent as it sounded, right? I was like, I'm going to put it out. Okay. I mean, somebody like Arthur Eze, they are, their words don't really mean anything to anybody who is reasonable enough, right? There was an arrangement to get Nnamdi Kanu out in December. This was last year. I don't have the evidence, but we know that there are those who actually blocked that. It is not Bokohari that is holding Nnamdi Kanu now. It is thiefnubu. Some said that they could use that for political leverage in 2027. So which means they will keep him for as long as they want. But who are those who are supposed to actually mount the pressure? Who are those? I mean, what is it that Nnamdi Kanu actually said that hasn't come to pass in that contraption? So when I listened to this, I was like, I'm going to put it out anyway, so that maybe we can refer to it, we can refer to it in the future. This is what he said, Arthur Eze.
Well, it's a hard line, I tell you, but we shall beg Tinubu to forgive him. Tinubu had spirit of forgiveness. He had no enemy. Beg him to forgive him. They didn't know about war. I was in civil war. I was refugee for 3 years with my father. I lost some of my brothers in battlefield. All these people were talking about war, they didn't know. The report who is Igbo now, he commanded PC Brigade Arrow because he get commander. He had the bullet in the heart. All these people run about, didn't know. I was here when Ojukwu declared the Republic of Biafra, this House of Assembly. I was there, with my father. Yeah, they don't know what is war. It's not the Tinubu's fault, it is Buhari's fault. But we can beg Tinubu to forgive. That's free to forgive. The wife is a kind woman, very kind to share. The wife went to Benue, went to Bauchi State, PDP. He gave them 500 million. They didn't care which party you belong to. He was sharing it in the husband share everywhere. They don't belong to any party. We're not talking about party, we're talking about the unity of Nigeria. Tinubu, Southeast, suburban zone. That has solved our problem. No other government were through us behind. They neglected us. Tinubu came and pointed us. The managing director from Dunukobia, from Ugo, Simon Ekpa, Imo, Enugu, changing the Igbo life. Very soon, many people start getting jobs, including us, with the advice of other governors. Conscience. He has no enemy. He doesn't get bounded. I don't want to know who you are. Part of insecurity. That's why you like your governor from Enugu. Within there, and deep in there. I give a Kanu, Yaka. We take the ITC to monitor the criminals. Spend a lot of money. That's why I can be here. We can move around. Nobody can harass us. Only here. If other governors will do what he's doing, and what the Tinubu is doing, we have no problem. If this problem, only Tinubu can solve our problem. Now we are alive. All of us are more than.
I'll leave it there so that we can refer back to that, in a few months' time, we can. Yesterday, the report of the arrest of the police officer. So, the police officer we saw in a video of the Razak Okoya's children. I get their name now, Shibomi and Wahab. So the two kids who were defacing the Naira, like, flaunting the Naira and the rest of that. So the police officer got arrested and people started asking, how about the real culprits, the real guys that actually defaced the Naira? While many believe that they will never be touched, they are untouchable because they are children of a billionaire. Some were still pretty much adamant, insisted that they must be arrested. So the news came in today that the EFCC has now invited this duo, Shibomi and Wahab Okoya, to come and give them the reasons why they defaced the Naira. But remember that it was the same EFCC that tried Idris Okuneye Bobrisky for defacing the Naira, and it was supposed to be tried and then maybe given a public fine or public service. But in a twist of fate, Bobrisky was sent to 6 months in jail without fine. And then the controversy, that followed afterward and all that. So because of that, people are now saying that they should actually try this Okoya's children. And we probably are going to be looking forward to seeing if that will happen, The part of the clip I was to share with us yesterday, which I kind of like, because I was so irritating, like listening to them while I did so damn miscreants in uniform. The Nigeria police PRO, right? Now, he has made a separate video explaining to us why they had to arrest the police officers and not the real culprits. According to him, he said that the police officer was not assigned to be their guard or what have you to the children. He was assigned to Eleganza Company as a security. God damn it, man. Eleganza, they have their own gates, man. They have their own security. But they still have the police, Nigeria police officer as security. It doesn't make any sense, but this is what he said in his own words.
Good day, my name is Olumiwade Jobi, the first PRO. Today I just quickly want to speak to the issue of abuse of Naira concerning our police. One of our policemen attached to the Okoya, and the video has gone viral. The police came out yesterday. We actually condemned the act, and we announced that the policeman has been identified and, of course, arrested, detained, and subjected to disciplinary action. Many people are like raising eyebrow, attacking the police, dragging us up and down. We have done what we should at a responsible institution. Because the first instance, the policeman was not attached to these boys. No, the policeman was attached to the company. So how did the policeman leave the company, the Ganza company, to come to that location, to join them in filming? And it was even, it descended so low to even carry bills and bundles of money for them on uniform. So it's unethical, it's unprofessional, and the police has acted accordingly. So we want people to understand that in the first instance, this policeman was never attached to them. He was never attached to them. So he left his beat. He went with them to wherever they had the shot, and he was captured on the video, and it's quite unfortunate. You have done what we should do. And I think all other relevant agencies concerned, all of them will do what they should, because I'm sure they're studying the matter. But the police has done that, and we have taken the bull by the horn. It's not a matter of selective justice. We have done what we should do, and we have taken necessary action concerning the policeman that was captured in the viral video. So we want Nigerians to always understand us, to be on the same page with us. If you have not done anything, you still be the same set of people who still say the police are folding their arms, they are not doing anything. We have done now, you are still dragging us. I understand your plight, I understand your argument, but the fact is we need to be objective. Let us always address our issues objectively. So we have done what we should. I'm sure other actions will be taken. We don't believe in selective justice. I'm sure the matter is on, and the matter will be addressed accordingly. Thank you.
That's Adejobi Muiwa. Usually is one is one bigoted, a tribal bigoted police officer in the history of the first PRO in that contraption. He is a disgusting fellow, by the way. But yeah, which among them or who among them is not disgusting to start with? But anyway, we are now monitoring the development. We would like to see these children tried for defacing Naira, but there is it's going to be like a ratio 1 to 1,000 for any judge to send them to jail like they did to Bobrisky. It's never going to happen. Normally, right? Listen, even Bobrisky shouldn't have been sent to jail for defacing Naira and what have you, okay? But somehow, I think they just wanted to really send a message with that Bobrisky on. So now that Bobrisky is the president, for for those who defaces the Naira, we would like to see a lot of people go to jail. Unfortunately, it is likely not going to happen. As for police officer, also, we should possibly know what happens to him afterward. What's going to happen to him? Is he going to get an orderly room trial and he's going to get dismissed? It's all theatrical right now, just like it is in Ekiti State. You see, Pauleshe Babaladiye of Ekiti, right, is a PDP guy. But, like Werewike, he has been aligning with the APC. Bekebe. It's not really, it's not meant to be a shock, right? But it's because his own brother has also taken it up with him. Like, you are supposed to be other statesman, right? This current governor of Ekiti State is considered to be the worst thing to ever happen to Ekiti. It seems like he doesn't even live in Ekiti. His daughter got married towards the end of last year, which is last month, December, right? And he couldn't even have the party in Ekiti State. He had to go and do the wedding in Ibadan. And that is same to most of them too. They don't live in Ekiti. Majority of them don't even live in some of these states. They live elsewhere. It's only politics that takes them back to their states. And that is why when you visit some of these states, Ekiti Ekiti, for example, when you visit Ekiti State, you just be like, God damn it, man. Is there any government in this place? Well, they've succeeded in making it more or less like their piggy bank, kind of. So, to those who are in Ekiti State, they are saying that they have been so unfortunate in the last, like majority of those people, majority of the states in Nigeria anyway, like they have been so unfortunate with the kind of governors they've been having, right from Babaladi Efaoleshe to Ifayewon, and then to this current one. So is considered to be a failure personified. But there's nothing anyone can do since all the past governors in the state said the guy has been very good, by the way, to the past governors, ensuring that they are getting their pension, which is the pension they signed for themselves while they were governors, okay? So you're getting their pensions as at when due. And in return, right, they have also been generous to their supporters in the states. So party discipline is almost like a mirage in that place as well. So Faoleshe was caught, right, telling the people that even though it's PDP, or he wants them to, PDP also, they have PDP in Ekiti, by the way. They also have their own governorship candidates. However, Faoleshe was telling the people that they should go line behind the APC. Remember, Faoleshe stole over 10 billion naira when he was Ekiti State governor. He escaped in the trunk of the car when the day he got impeached, and the Obasanjo EFCC came to town to get him arrested. He had to escape from the state as a governor. He had to escape through the, in the trunk of a car, the boot of a car to Ibadan, until he finally kind of surrendered himself. And today, he's standing trial for stealing over 10 billion naira Ekiti State money when he was their governor. Somebody who actually, God damn it, man. Somebody who actually started a poetry, right? And then he invited Obasanjo to come and commission the poetry, okay? It was supposed to be the state poetry project, right? But he actually rented chickens, fowls, right? He rented chickens, rented pigs, right? Rented some of the stuff he put in there, the livestock he put in the poultry and all that, right? Just for commissioning from Ibadan. Imagine going to Ibadan to go and rent different chicken and then bring them to your states. And then you invited the president of a country to come and commission a poultry project. So Obasanjo was going around and going around and going. It was like, Ayo, I want Benny. Are your own chicken? Do they not excrete anything? Like where is their own their shit, right? This whole poultry smells so like I want Benny. They know the shit. That was the end of the whole presidential visit that time. 2 weeks or so later, Faoleshe was impeached. And his corruption got exposed as well. He's calling himself an elder statesman today. The same Faoleshe. Listen.
I always tell people just to listen. I am a PDP member, but I will support Oyebamiji in the next election. It is not about politics. It is who Oyebamiji is. You are not contesting.
You get that? I am a PDP. I am going to support Oyebamiji for the next election. It's not about politics. It's about Oyebamiji and for who he is. His own brother then took it up with him in this series of clips. Listen.
I saw a very funny video of my brother today, Ayodele Fayose, aka Oshokomole, saying he's still in PDP, but he's endorsing APC. Bow. Again, he's saying he's still in PDP. He's insulting to PDP. If you are sure of yourself, my brother, my darling brother Oshokomole, declare for APC. The camp go APC. Stop saying I'm still in PDP. That means you are not a how can you say you are in PDP but you are endorsing APC? Is APC and PDP, are they the same? Or APC and PDP they don't merge? Oga, you are suspended. I've suspended you since last year. Don't add PDP. Just say I'm supporting Bow and you style enter APC. Stop wuru way they do. This is government of the people by the people, not for some people for their pocket by their pockets. Stop it, sir.
I always tell people just to listen. I am a PDP member, but I will support Yoruba in the next election. It is not about politics.
When elder statesmen are behaving like little boys, if you now want the camp, make you the camp. If they don't package you, now make you enjoy you package, or you promise in peace, not destroy the party for others. I remember when my brother insulted Obasanjo for supporting another party when he was in PDP. He is doing the same thing now. These leaders, they are not leading by example. They are leading by wuru-wuru. They are leading by their stomach infrastructure. That is what is guiding them. Other people are contesting under this PDP. Bao is not working. Bao is just settling the leaders, making them feel flanger. Some people are enjoying Ekiti money. They are enjoying it now. They abandoned their party. They are determined to wreck their party for the little thing. Would they carry money go heaven? None of us will leave all those properties, all those money. We leave them in this world. Nobody is carrying it. Your legacy is what people will talk about. What do we have to say about this? You are in a party and you are endorsing someone that have not even performed, someone that has just done 2 years. You are already endorsing him. What kind of caricature, hungry politics is that? Bao, you going nowhere. I would say it's just one. Shama dúpẹ́ ló tọ́, kí n ṣáma dúpẹ́ ló tọ́, ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò gbẹ́jọ́ wẹ́wẹ́, kí n ṣáma dúpẹ́ ló tọ́, kí n ṣáma dúpẹ́ ló tọ́, kí n ṣáma dúpẹ́ ló tọ́, ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò gbẹ́jọ́ wẹ́wẹ́, kí n ṣáma dúpẹ́. PDP Ekiti will win election any day, any time. They are stronger than the current governor sitting. But because there is rigging, because there is manipulation, that's the only fair. But when we say free and fair development to take the state to the next level, it is PDP candidates. They are well informed, well set.
Free and fair election. No, you know what it's called? There's nothing called free and fair. It is called flee and fear. Not fair. Fear. You go run. You go fear. That is what they call the election in that place right now. So, and then they will have the judiciary to stamp it at the end of the day. Pauleshe, Mr. Stomach Infrastructure. You are building structure. If you don't build stomach, you will lose. That's Fayoshe. Mr. Pauleshe. Babaladiye. Yeah, he's the one who started this stomach infrastructure. Give people money, give them food. If you build road, if you build school, if you pay salary, if you if you don't give people stomach infrastructure, you will lose. So I prefer to give stomach infrastructure. And that's why the word stomach infrastructure. So all these schools, right? Good roads, good schools, what do you call it? Infrastructure that can make life better for everybody. The criminal politicians in Nigeria, they have shared the money, and these structures are now in the stomach of the Ebim powers of this world. Those who are screaming Ebim Pawon, Ebim Pawon. Yeah, you see all of that. They share money, they share 1,000 naira, 2,000 naira. Some, they are giving them 10,000 naira. Others, now food, now rice, they share to them. And that is it. That is how they are building these structures inside them. No electricity. Go and open the stomach of all these Nigerians. Let them open their stomachs. You will see you will see all the your uncompleted road. See the part of it inside all of our belly. Because that's actually what the criminal politicians have done. Stomach infrastructures. Indeed. You know, it's for equity, it's for justice. What is equity and justice? It can't be like that time when Were Wike was talking about equity and justice for the southern Nigeria. The Were that did not think about the southern Nigeria. When he was begging Atiku for vice presidency, I bet he denied it too, but there is evidence. Atiku is going to make you the vice president. He was ready. His own boys were celebrating it. Then they said, no, Atiku is not choosing you again. I'll go lose, I'll go follow. So he quickly rushed down to thiefnubu, who was like, I will make you a minister and anything you want, okay? And then it started talking about equity and justice, equity and fairness. It's because power must rotate to the... How many of you remember this clip? Then I'll show you another one after this.
The last election, 25th of February, I remain to be challenged. I owe nobody any apologies at all. I'm one of the apostles and one of those who stood firm that power must rotate. I said so. This is for equity, this is for fairness, and this is for justice. Whether you voted for Labour, I have no problem with you. Whether you voted for APC, I have no problem with you. That is what we have argued for. That the North has had for 8 years. Therefore, the South should have for 8 years. So nobody, I am not here to persecute anybody. As far as I'm concerned, anybody from South, that is my position. So I'm not there coming to say, you voted for Labour, you voted for APC. No. That is what we agree as integrity group, that you must make sure the South emerges as the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. People are terrible in politics. There are those who cannot stand on what they say. When I say something, you go home and sleep. I said it. If I want to oppose anybody, I will oppose you. Heaven will not come down. Go to heaven. And now heaven has come. What are we suffering again? So people should know me for that. Characters who you cannot trust. Characters who will go in the night, say they are members of this party, they are supposed to be a person. In the daytime, they come out and say a different thing. Simply because they want position. Look at the APC candidate. Look at him. He posted congratulating Bola Tinubu. Within 1 hour, he put it out. Is that a man? Is that characters? I don't understand. This is a man, all of them, but their leader, even some of those who say they claim they're in PDP, all of them here in this state voted against the Southern presidency. They voted Atiku Abubakar. The same people now have turned around. No. Support me. It's only wicked that did not support Obi. Look at people who don't have character. Is that people you want them to be governor of River State? I have character. If go to anywhere, I have a character. Each time I went out for campaign, nobody has heard me criticize Obi. Have I ever done that? No. Nobody has heard me criticize Asuwaji. Have I ever done that? No way. What I did, and I owe nobody any apologies. Vote for the Southern president, whoever you want to. But because PDP, you can hear me, I'll say to
nuisance, Lily.
It's absolute nuisance. He's got his own audience, so you have to give that to him, all right? I mean, he was looking okay there. I don't know what happened to him in the last 20 months. That he's now looking like somebody who is suffering from cirrhosis or something, you know, that you are having this kidney problem or something that is, you know, it's become a bonga fish like that. That two-faced miscreant too, with a wiki, actually wanted to be vice president after losing over 1.4 trillion naira. The money he wasted for 2.5 years trying to be PDP presidential candidate. He got played. He got mad. But still, he was still interested in being probably a vice president. He didn't give a damn about Southern presidency or anything. Didn't care. Okay. Tell Atiku to make me vice president. In fact, I don't know who told him that Atiku has accepted to make him vice president. He quickly called his foot soldiers in Port Harcourt, that's in Rivers, that, yeah, they've settled down, they've settled with the Wike will be vice president. Today, he is shouting equity, justice, because that's how dubious criminal politicians acting that shamelessly in that contraption. He was begging. He didn't mind for a northerner to finish 8 years and another northerner to become president. He didn't mind. He was going to be vice president. His boys were celebrating. See, you remember this video? Until they now told them that Atiku can't use him. That is why he became so mad. He makes sure, say, Atiku no campaign for Rivers State. He ensured that. Though he's been rewarded, though, the rest is history today. Oh. But if they deny that with the Wike never wanted to be vice president to Atiku, the way that he's talking about Southern this, Southern that, he didn't mind. As long as he remains in the corridors of power, which he is enjoying right now. That is all that mattered.
The vice president of Nigeria. The vice president of Nigeria.
You know, they were celebrating, they were drinking ogogoro, drinking their normal thing. Until when they now said, it's not going to happen. Atiku don't change his mind. You change your mind. I die with it now. Anything PDP, anything Atiku in this state, we must stop it. And they started shouting Southern this, Southern that. But they do have their audience, so the whole thing is probably going to, you know, kind of like a playback soon. Yeah, it is. In Oyo State, one imam has now steered the hornet nest. What is Fienuja Ile Agbon already? We are still trying to tell them that this Imale, the way they are pushing it in Yoruba land will turn people a lot against this idea of Islam. But unfortunately, we already have these fanatics with us. As he's saying, there's this imam who was on podium yesterday during the Jumat prayer. This one is in Yoruba, so I'll tell you what he said. Okay? This madman is the chief imam of his saying. And according to him, imam is bigger than a king. And an imam can never bow for a king. In Yoruba land, imam moshalashi cannot bow for a king. Ogu kill you there, chief imam. But would you blame them when we already, rather than have the real obas in Yoruba land, we are now having political obas? The political obas who are more or less interested in the position, not the what do you call it? Not not the expected roles or duties of being a king in Yoruba land. If you love your religion so much, don't be a king. Not in Yoruba land. Unfortunately, they have political obas. We're also going to talk about the Alaafin very soon. That's the next thing, right? But here is that madman called the chief imam of his saying, the lunatic.
Nísẹ̀yìn ìmáàmù ní bàbá ọba o, ìsọ̀lú mi o, ọba ní àdọ̀bálẹ̀ fóun, ká bọ́ síwájú, ká dọ̀bálẹ̀. Àwọn akábíyèsí ẹ má bínú, sọ̀yájú sí yín, fi ṣègbéraga, fi ṣàbùkún yín, àwọn tó ti lọ ṣáájú yín náà mọ̀ páwẹ̀ ìdọ̀bálẹ̀. Ìfẹ́ Ọlọ́run ìfẹ́ ànábì sì ni sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Fẹ́ mú fún wa lọ́wọ́ ara wa, tá bá bínú agbára ẹnìkan ká wá nílùú yìí o. Tá bá bínú kódà ọba àlú agbára rẹ̀ ọ̀ká wá. Ṣùgbọ́n a sì ń ṣe sùúrù náà nígbẹ́ pé onílò ní fẹ́ kí lò. Islam àtọ̀hún rìn wá ní mo nísẹ̀yìn Islam ẹ̀ sàtọ̀hún rìn wá. Islam ò sì kẹ́yìn dé nísẹ̀yìn. Àwọn bàbá wọ ìyàsọ́rọ̀ oyè ni. Ẹ wo gbogbo àdúgbò tí Islam wà, Òkè Ọlá, Òkè Ọjà, Ìjẹ̀mbà. Àárín gbùngbùn ìlú ni wọ́n wà, wọn ò sí lẹ́yìn ìlú. Báwo ló jẹ́ pé níbi tí Islam wà ló wà láàrin ìlú? Bẹ́ẹ̀ pé ibi tí Islam ò sí tí ò tó nǹkan mẹ́ ló wà lójú ìlú. Táwa sọ pé àwọn tó wà láàrin ìlú yẹn àlejò. Báwo lèyàn ṣe fà àlejò sí àárín gbùngbùn ìlú? Àlejò wọ́n máa fúnlẹ̀ ní pé wọ́n náà lọ múlẹ̀ ń bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kan bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Àlejò ní múlẹ̀ sáàrin ìlú. Bàbá wọ́n yìí sí àlejò nínú ìlú yìí. Tí bẹ́ẹ̀ nìkan máa pàtàn pé ìsìláàmù bákan. Níjọ́ sẹ́yìn ti bẹ̀rẹ̀, ìsìláàmù ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ nínú sẹ́yìn mi. Ọ̀rọ̀ ẹgbẹ́tò, gbogbo ìtàn ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ló dàrú. Ìtàn Yorùbá gangan fúnra ara rẹ̀ dàrú. Wọ́n máa sọ́tàn ìtàn Odùduwà báyìí ní sẹ́ẹ̀kẹ̀ máa rẹ́rin ni. Wọ́n pè Odùduwà, ìgbà tí ń bọ̀ láti kọ̀lé ọ̀run wá sí kọ̀lé ayé. Wọ́n wá mú chain, ń bá chain bàbá yìí. Omi ní bẹ́ńlẹ̀lẹ̀, wọ́n wá mú ìkarahun ògbín tọrọ yèpẹ̀ sí. So wọ́n wá da ìkarahun ògbín yẹn, ó dá alẹ̀ sórí omi. Òròmọdìẹ adìẹ ọlọ́mọ tó mú lọ́wọ́, wọ́n wá fílẹ̀ òun lọ́wọ́ tán yèpẹ̀ rẹ̀ tó fi dé sẹ́yìn. Tó fi dékò, tó fi débàdàn, tó fi káàkiri gbogbo ayé. Yẹ̀pẹ̀ táǹtàn yẹn adé ọkàn lọ́tàn káàkiri bẹ́ẹ̀. So fún mujasaba, ẹwọ àgọ̀ nínú ọ̀rọ̀. Ìtàn táwọn professor tó ń sàkọọ́lẹ̀ rẹ̀ nìyẹn. Ìtàn tó mọ primary school tí ó fọ́t bí adé ọkàn. O lè tán yẹ̀pẹ̀ sẹ́yìn nìkan tó wá pé yẹ̀pẹ̀ gbogbo ayé. So ìtàn mí tún gbé pé àrárá Odùduwà ọ̀wá látọ̀run ilẹ̀ lábáró ti wá nígbà ó sì dé Ilé Ifẹ̀ ọba àwọn èèyàn ń bẹ̀ kódà Ọbàtálá ohun lọba ń gbà ní overthrow ẹ̀ní ó gbàjọba lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ní. Ẹ bá sọ pé Álímì gbàjọba lọ́wọ́ Àfọ̀njá n'Ílọrin kìí ṣe Álímì làkọ́kọ́ tí ọkọ̀ gbàjọba ńlẹ̀ Yorùbá. Odùduwà náà gbàjọba lọ́wọ́ Ọbàtálá ní Ilé Ifẹ̀. Àwọn èèyàn kan bẹ nílé Ifẹ̀ àti láwọn Èkìtì Ìkàrẹ́ Àkókò àbí Èkìtì Ìkọ̀lé àbí nǹkan kan báyẹn àwọn ọ̀gbára wọn lọ́mọ Odùduwà torí pé àwọn gbà pé àwọn tí ń bẹ nílé Ifẹ̀ ṣáájú k'Odùduwà ó tó dé àwọn ìṣọmọ Odùduwà ń tàwọn. So kò sí titun nínú ọ̀rọ̀ ayé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọ̀tàn dàrú ńlẹ̀ Yorùbá torí pé àwọn tó lajú tí ó kọ̀tàn kò tètè sí so nínú àwọn tó kọ̀tàn tó rí tàn kọ díẹ̀ ńlẹ̀ Yorùbá Michael Jackson àti lórúkọ rẹ̀ ń jẹ́ òyìnbó ni ọmọ UK òun lọ́kọ̀tàn ńlẹ̀ Yorùbá táwọn èèyàn máa reverse lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ òun làwọn kẹjọ́ kọ̀tàn Yorùbá yẹn tó sì rí tàn yẹn kọ díẹ̀ látara dí yẹn Islam ẹ ṣàjòjì nílùú sẹ́yìn ọ̀ àwàláwà láàrin gbogbo ìlú báwo lẹ́ni tó wà láàrin gbogbo sí ajé àjòjì ní
nuisance lélẹ́yìí.
I mean, it's just all going to be a matter of time anyway. He's supposed to be a Yoruba man to start with. He's a Yoruba man, but he's not a proud Yoruba man. His religion is more important to him than being a Yoruba. And all he said in that video, if I can summarize it for you, my listeners, a Yoruba man that learned how to read Quran, the Arabian written book, boldly said that they, as Muslims, they do not bow down for any king. That for a king, in his saying, to be angry that the affairs are not bowing down. He said, no, imams are like the fathers to the kings too, because they are like messengers, you know, of Allah. So they know it's not just you, Kabiesi, it's not just you. Those before you, they should have told you, we do not bow for any king. In this is saying, and we are not latecomers here. Even though you are telling yourselves that Islam came last to his saying, that is not true. Because if you look at our central mosque here, it is in the center of the town, which means we did not come here last. We have been here from the word go. That the history of Yoruba land is history that is skewed, kind of like it's some foolish history. He said, some historians said, Oduduwa, when he was coming from the heaven to the earth, he used a chain as a rope to climb down from the heaven to the earth. And when it came to the earth, right, the entire world or the earth was like full of water. So Oduduwa, who came with a snail's shell and filled with sand, that Oduduwa now poured the sand from his snail shell. He poured it into the water, and the single cock, like chicken that he brought with him, he now used that chicken or that cock, right, that fowl, to spread the sand, and that is why, and that is how the land got created by Oduduwa. He said that's so foolish for anybody to even write that. That's what he said. Then he said another history said, oh, Oduduwa did not come from heaven. He came from Larubawa. That means he came from Saudi Arabia. And when he arrived at Ile-Ife, there were already people living in Ile-Ife. That Oduduwa had to overthrow the Obatala, which was the initial priest or the king in Ile-Ife. That so if the history of somebody coming in to overthrow the king is not the first time. It's not the Afonja, Alimi and Afonja story of history of Ilorin. That's not the first. Oduduwa also kind of came and, practically, right, is saying that as a Yoruba man that he is, his Yorubaness is absolutely nothing to his religion. So if you are, as a Yoruba man, all the tradition and culture of the Yorubas that says that the Oba is the head and all of that is not applied. It's not applicable to him. And he said, if they get angry, in this is saying, there is no king that can hold them. So the king should know that, so he should be mindful that they do not bow for kings. As Islamists, they do not bow for kings. Even Saudi Arabia, where their religion comes from, they have a king there. And they bow for him. They pay homage. So How can a Yoruba man, a supposed Yoruba man, because of Islam, boldly tell your congregation that your religion that you follow is more than your own lineage and all that? See, problem come here. We have been told that you see that part from Ilorin down to Ogbomoso, coming down to Oyo, this part of Yoruba land, the Yoruba North, has been under the siege for centuries now, where the supposed Yoruba descendants have become so mixed that Yoruba, you see, and you know one sad thing is that in Yoruba land, okay, so the rest of us who are like from the heartland or the hinterland of Yoruba land, right? It is believed that the real Yorubas are the Oyos. And the same Oyos, Oyo from the Oyo Ile, Oyo Katunga, they have been those that have been so mixed up, right, with the Fulanis. I'm talking about the invasion of Yoruba land by external forces like the Fulanis from the Caliphate and the rest of them. This axis of Yoruba land has been the region with the most of these attacks that the rest of Yoruba land, they are kind of like have to deal with. Their own ideology of the Yorubaness or the Yoruba nation is so skewed that they do not really have any loyalty to Yoruba land per se. Honestly. Like if they are talking about where did the origin of being Yoruba land, right, comes from, it is from that axis. So they see themselves as more Yoruba than the rest of Yoruba, for real. If you are like not from Oyo, Oyo Mesi, Oyo this and that, right, you are not really considered as, you know, like that. It was Awolowo. It was Chief Obafemi Awolowo that decided to unite us as Westerners then. And his own idea is that we shouldn't, before Awolowo, right? Everybody used to kind of like do their own thing. That is why the Egba people got their own independence. They were first independent group of people in what is today's Nigeria. Because to them, Egba is like Egba. Ijebu is Ijebu. You know what I mean? Oyo is Oyo. And then Ibadan wasn't actually really a place. It was just like, you know, a place for the Are Ono Kakanfo of all the, yeah, is it Are Ono Kakanfo, where they keep the, the Alaafin's warriors, Alaafin's army. That's where they used to camp. It wasn't like a thing. And today you will see them. They are the ones who want to have Sharia established in Oyo towns. Yeah? They are the ones who want to push at the idea of, you know, the Yoruba cultures and tradition that has been like for centuries. They are the ones who want to push it to the back. Eh? One Afa who is speaking Yoruba like that is trying to make us feel like the Yoruba culture and tradition, Yoruba traditional stools, the royal stools, means nothing to them because of their religion. What the heck, man? The Saudi Arabia they all go to, don't they have king? Is there no king? Are there no king and princes in Saudi Arabia? Everybody actually bows for. When it comes to yours, you are speaking Yoruba, and you are like demeaning and downgrading this your own supposed tradition and culture because of your religion. About Binuton, Obakon Lemuwa, if we get angry, there's no king that can handle us. Who the hell are you? The other day, that madman, the Kilotinpe, Emir of Iwo, that one smoked his ganja or what have you, smoke his drugs. And he woke up and he said he's no longer Oluwo of Iwo, he's now the Emir of Iwo. And he started twisting history, started saying all kind of nonsense. Eh? So if Yoruba land is going to fall, it's not going to be from external places. So the fall of Yoruba land is going to be done by the Omualis in Yoruba land, the real Omualis. Because all they have to do is just get involved in religion, and then the rest is done. That's it. Eh? How can you, I mean, okay, let me leave that so that I can manage my time, okay? I hope Sheyima Kende kind of, you know, will probably send him a letter and tell him that, Alayi, you dey pass your boundary, or you are yarning dust, or you are speaking nonsense. Or Imam, Chief Imam, Moshalashi, telling a king of a town that he should go and read his history. They don't. Like, what the heck, man? Eh? Oh, God. Nearly 2 years ago, the Alaafin of Oyo, the famous Oba Lamidi Adeyemi, Iku Baba Yeye, Omo Iku, Omo Arun. That's how they describe him, okay? So, passed, died. And since then, the selection process, which traditionally, right, rested solely on the kingmakers, the Oyomesi. The Oyomesis are the 7 houses in Oyo. They have the traditional constitutional power to choose the next Alaafin. And in Oyo State, in Oyo, they have 3 ruling houses, from what I read, okay? The Badegeshins, the Owade, and one other like that, Eshinoku or something, I can't remember, Eshinoku, it's called Eshinoku, Badegeshin, Owade. I'm not sure, like, there's 3, all right? 3 ruling houses. So since Shango, the first Alaafin of Oyo, because you remember, Shango was the first Alaafin. Yeah, Shango, our own same Shango, Prophet Shango. Because Shango became a deity. Shango became a god in Yoruba land. By the way, but the first Alaafin of Oyo was Shango. Now, it has now been limited. I mean, the 3 ruling houses recognized as the ruling houses for who have the right to the throne of Alaafin of Oyo. But for over a year and a half, right? Since 2022, the kingmakers, somehow they have not really been able to come up with, with a candidate or moye. You know, normally, right, they will have to consult the oracle, do all of that, and then the oracle will choose, and then all that. Sure, you get. However, there were rumors that since it's an opportunity, so immediately Alaafin died, the person that they put in charge of Oyo is the Bashorun. Now, that Bashorun position is a position like others, like the chiefs in the palace. So, for over a year, this Bashorun became the most powerful person in Oyo State. I mean, in Oyo, within the Oyomesis. The Oyomesis are the chiefs that chooses the king. But somehow they said there was allegation of bribery, corruption. You know, they would choose this one, and then so finally, the Oyomesis now chose a king. I want to remember his name. I think his name is Akim Badekeshin or so, right? Let me go check, because I want to make sure that I'm calling the right names, okay? You see this man on the left? Yeah? That is the man chosen by the Oyomesis, the kingmakers. However, 5 of them agreed that the man on the left, Lukman, his name is Lukman Badegeshin, was chosen by them. You see this guy on the right, Akim Owade. He lives in Canada. He's a prince. Now you see this man on the left, Lukman, is also a prince from Badegeshin's ruling house. So he was chosen. Then people started the rumor. I mean, well, the rumor started flying that He wasn't chosen by the oracles. He was chosen after paying the bribe of 15 million naira each to the kingmakers. The rumor became so strong, I think there were actual evidence, right? You know, normally, right, out of the 3 ruling houses, from the time they've been confirmed, 2 ruling houses, they have choosing Alaafin. Like there's been Alaafin produced. The 2 houses are sort of you know, they've had 2 Alaafins from them. The only ruling house that has never, ever chosen any Alaafin is that Owuade. But somehow, the supposed candidate doesn't even live in Nigeria. He lives in Canada. He's an engineer, right? So the one that got chosen by the kingmakers is from the Badigeshin ruling house, that man on the left, Lukman. So when they started the accusation that he bribed his way, right? That wasn't taken lightly. Because others said, you know, maybe it is because this one, right, is just, I'm going to say is a mere allegation, kind of, right? It is not really proven. They said, Lukman Badigeshin had this relationship with the Sokoto Caliphate, the Fulanis, and the rest of that while he was growing up. That they believe that he has been influenced. Somehow, it is like an indirect way of appointing somebody that's compromised by the northern Fulani, you know, oligarch, kind of, that he's got this connection to them, that should automatically see him as a potential traitor to Yoruba land. Again, like I said, is not proven. So when the allegation of him bribing the kingmakers with 15 million naira came up, even Seyi Makinde had to say he was going to call the EFCC because the stool of Alaafin is not for sale. So yesterday, the news then broke that Akim Owuade is now the candidate. And this was after the EFCC invited Lukman Badigeshin, the initial, the candidate chosen by the kingmakers. Now, even though government is supreme in these settings, right? In Oyo tradition, government doesn't choose the king for them. It is the right of the Oyomesi, whoever they choose must be the king. But with this accusation and allegations, counter allegation and the rest of that, Seyi Makinde waded in and decided to choose Akim Owuade, the Canada-based engineer, to become the next Alaafin. So, on record, why they will let Lukman Badigeshin become Alaafin was this.
I'm the first of the opportunity to let our people in Oyo, let them know that the process to select a new Alaafin will not be beyond the declaration lórí throne yẹn. I've seen people tí wọ́n wá bá mi wọ́n ní the first Alaafin bí ọmọ 13 àbí kìíní ni ó bí àwọn méjì péré ni wọ́n recognize. So this is an opportunity to bring in the others, and I ask them a simple question: is it in the declaration? Àwọn ló wà nínú declaration kan tí wọ́n kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ gbé wá ṣùgbọ́n wọn ò sign ẹ̀, ọ̀dà tí wọn ò bá sign ẹ̀, declaration tí wọ́n sign òun ni àfihàn Aláàfin tuntun. Ẹ̀yin Ọ̀yọ́, everybody link Ìṣẹ́yìn Ọ̀yọ́ sí, it's only 22 minutes. Ẹ̀yin ẹ̀ má jà mọ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká rojú láráyè káfí yan ní Aláàfin. Àwọn tẹ́lẹ̀ tí wọ́n gbowó lọ́wọ́ ẹnìkan, Aláàfin school is not for sale. It is so important to Yoruba land that níta ẹjọ́ bá ti lọ gbowó mi ò ní kí wọ́n lọ sí ọ̀yáká. I will take them to EFCC. Bàbá tí wọ́n dá EFCC sílẹ̀ àwọn náà wọ́n kúkú jókòó yìí. Ojú wọn ni mo ṣe ń sọ.
That is exactly what he has done. Seyi Makinde wrote a petition, like Oyo State government wrote a petition against Lukman Gbadegesin, accusing him of bribing the kingmakers, corrupting them. And therefore, his nomination is null and void. And Akim Abimbola Owuade will now be the chosen Alaafin of Oyo. So, the guy is now going to be the Iku Baba Yeye, Omo Iku, Omo Arun, Omo Ti Iku Ogbodo Pa, Arun Ogbodo She, like the late Alaafin used to kind of praise himself. I think Princess has his own, our own different candidates. Unfortunately, they don't choose your candidate too, or your aspirant, Princess. So now the issue is that they've actually been in court too over this Alaafin stool. Now the fear right now is, well, if they have their way and they install Abimbola Owuade as the next Alaafin of Oyo, is this going to possibly, normally it's going to end up in court because the Oyomesi, the 5 of them, they've rejected this Owuade. Now, they have been override by Seyi Makinde. Now, the role of choosing Alaafin is now done by Seyi Makinde, the governor, rather than the Oyomesi. So what others are now saying is that if in 2027, another person that is sympathetic to this Gbadegesin and the Oyomesis becomes the government of Oyo State, are we going to have the replay or the replay of what happened in Kanu, happened in Yoruba land, that is in Oyo, where we have Emir of Kanu admin, as well as Emir of Kanu Academy, Arcade. Bayero is the Emir of Kanu Arcade. Sanusi is the Emir of Kanu admin. There is a court ruling just, I think it was 2 days ago, that said the process of removing Sanusi was wrong. Therefore, Sanusi is the authentic Emir of Kanu. So it's been celebrated. Another court ruling also came and said the process of removing Bayero was wrong. So there's no end in sight after all. So is that something that is likely going to play out? Or the Agbagbas in Yoruba land are going to wade in, settle this, and then possibly tell the prince chosen by the Oyomesi, Lukman Gbadegesin, to let go? I don't know. It is waiting to be seen. As for the new Alaafin, he is already back home. Somehow, he is already learning the rope before his own coronation. Is it coronation or inauguration? Me, I am Badero, and we have not had a king in Ijebu for a very long time. Maybe I should actually begin to prepare myself to become a king too. Yeah, I mean, I might actually become a king. It's just that I am probably never going to be a king. So what's the point? In this day and time, yeah, we could probably retrace our, I didn't have the chance of asking my dad before he died anyway. We are from Okeagbo, but before Okeagbo, we came from somewhere as well, in the same Ijebu. So I could probably be a prince and then I could become a king. once these kingmakers begin to look inward and say, go job out. I can probably be Oba too, but I don't want to be Oba. Meanwhile, the road to the same Oyo from Ogbomosho, we hope that thiefnubu and his gang will fix this before the day of inauguration, so that everybody can get to the place safe. Or else, this is how we are going to travel to Oyo for the coronation of the new king.
Oyo to Ogbomosho Road. This is Oyo to Ogbomosho Road. Oyo to Ogbomosho Road. May God have mercy on us in this country.
Like, where is the road? I'm trying to see the road. He said, this is Oyo to Ogbomosho Road. I have been looking. I wanted to see where is the road, or are you kidding me? Papa, where is the road? Go. Where? I want to see the road. I mean, there must be a sign that says this is a road. But there is no sign there. Have anybody seen sign? Did you see? Well, let me remove this tag. Can anybody find the road for me, please? Use an arrow. Point at it on your screen. Show me where the road is. Or Oyo to Ogbomosho Road. Can you see road here?
Oyo to Ogbomosho Road. This is Oyo to Ogbomosho Road. Oyo to.
Did you see any road? Yeah, I know. I saw trucks. Me too. I saw trucks. And then there's some vehicles, okay? But at least you have to see something that says this is road. There's no road there. And they tell you it's a federal road. And that's exact how 90% of the federal roads in Nigeria, that's how they are. I mean, people say, let's pray to live long. Live long for what? Live long to suffer for long. Because Kotiye Yemi, say, which kind of life, which kind of suffering and smiling life? For where? What is the usefulness of Emi to gun? You can love for one. You will live long and you will not face, you will not see sorrow. You have to choose one. To live long and see sorrow, or make you die young and no see sorrow. May God no preserve our lives because of suffering. I don't know what these guys are doing. They said they are swearing for, I don't know, this one is in Edo State, okay? So according to them, you know that they are chasing away all the elected local government officials in Edo State. I'm trying to figure out what these two guys are doing because they are swearing for themselves. I don't know who is swearing for who here. And I have no idea because the two of them are wearing this colonial wig, by the way. And I've been trying to find a meaning to it. Maybe you can help me. I'm going to read the comment. Tell me, what do you think is going on here between these two clowns representing Odoyo, the Dodoyo governor of Edo State? Clowns to take over Iluye, man. Iluye, God damn it, man.
As not to impute tragedy the authority lawfully invested in preside of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Governor of Edo State, and so as not to endanger the continuance of Federal Republic of Nigeria, that I will not allow my personal interest to influence my official conduct or my official description, that I will do the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that I will abide by the code of conduct contained in the 5th schedule of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that in all circumstances I will do right to all manner of people according to law, without fear or favor, affection or ill will, that I will not directly or indirectly communicate or reveal to any person any matter that which be brought under my consideration or shall be known to me as the leader of Igbo Local Government Council, except as may be required for the due discharge of my duty as a leader, and that I will devote myself to the service and well-being of the people of Nigeria. So help me God. I, Honorable Henshaw Elmede, do solemnly swear, affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Republic of Nigeria, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
Don't carry last. Say don't know they carry last. I don't know they carry last. But I don't carry last. How can you have thugs? I'm talking about like street ushers and the rest of them, like pick them up to replace elected council officials like councillors, local government chairmen, and their vice. Thugs, unelected thugs, invaded local government and they impeached chairmen and their vice, dissolved council, and then swearing themselves in as leader of the house. Which house? There must be an election that, like, you know, you have to have the election where people, councillors are the one who are supposed to elect their own leader, and then the leader will be sworn. Eh? I mean, understand though, but anyway, let's go to the last part. So kudos to this police officer who caught a driver. You see, there is an unemployment problems in that contraption, no doubt. At the same time, there are those who are disguising as unemployed people. They want to be your driver. So those of you who are doing big men in that place, like you need a driver, right? So this young man applied to be a driver for a big man, and you know, and what did he do? He just absconded with their car, and then he went on to sell the car. Then he got apprehended. He got arrested, as paraded by this police officer. Watch this.
Here we have a very special case, a case of car theft, and it involves one Bamidele who is standing right behind me. This guy is specialized in applying for jobs as a driver in mostly government institutes or companies. When he applies for a job as a driver and a vehicle is assigned to him, then he zoom up with the vehicle. He take off, take the vehicle to other states and sell it off at a very annoying price. Like this vehicle you see right here, he sold this vehicle for 1 million naira. That vehicle for 800,000 naira. Please, we were able to track this young man down to Abuja here, and we picked him up. We can hear it from the video where he confessed. Where you they carry these vehicles?
This one, this white bus now Lagos. Why this one? Abuja here.
How much they will buy the vehicles for your hand?
This one, 1 million. This one, 800.
This bus, 800.
Yes.
This motor like this 1 million. So far, he has taken away about 6 vehicles. It belongs to different organizations, companies, and lawful abiding residents. He confessed that he is working with 5 other members of his gang. He is the sole, he is the gang leader himself. Police command has been advising members of the public, before you employ any domestic staff, you have to profile, you have to run it through the police, check your domestic staff very well before you employ them, because to avoid issues like this. Here we have a very...
Illusive Jaru, man. How to tell you? Will it be eh? The followers, the leaders, bunch of criminals, chancers. And it's always like they are waiting to take advantage of you. It is how they roll there. And they call it being smart. You know, being smart. More smart, you know. You have to be very, very smart. You know, being creative. Being criminally is called being creative. It's unfortunate, right? Anyway, like I said, I'm going to take calls this evening because we've not taken any calls in a while, right? So, but I'm going to go for a short break first. Okay. So thank you so much for sharing your evening with me again. However, if you have to leave, or remember, you know what to do. If you have not liked the broadcast, if you haven't really shared this, and if you have not subscribed onto my channel, you should do that now before it is too late, or you forget, right? So the rest of us who might want to add their own contribution to this conversation this evening, right? The number to call is right there on your screen. However, the segment of Phone In is sponsored again by the Ya Rasulullah's Digital. You see, this is a company that specializes in training people who are interested. By the way, if you are looking for an alternative source of income legitimately, and you want to own your own business like digitally as well, where you can be your own boss. For example, if you are the type that actually has to do a lot of extra shifts and all of that just to make ends meet, or if you are a retiree that's pretty much want to try something new, this may be an opportunity for you. And I've just been told, right? See, to sign up, right? All you have to do is bring out your phone, scan this QR code on your screen, okay? If you want to learn more or know more, scan this QR code. Then it is going to actually cost you $149, to signing up. And there you have all the materials you need, the training and the rest of that. Now, if you feel like this is not really for you, which is going to be up to you, you can easily cancel it, and then you get every penny, your money back right there, like within a day or two, you get refunded. And I've just been told that to those who sign up this month, if you are able to probably sign up this month, you are going to get a funding. There's this special funding for the people people that want to really take it further to the tune of $5,000. Go check it out. Okay, this is what I've just been told, and yeah, that might be what you need in 2025. Okay, all you have to do is scan this QR code. Again, like I've told you many times, this is not an MMM. It's not a get-rich-quick sort of a scheme. It is for those who are ready to be trained, own your own business, put in all the work, like really put in the work. All right, and then good luck to you, to every one of you. But if you sign up this month, before this end of January, you are going to get between $2,500 and $5,000 towards your business. And it is real. Go check it out. And thank you so much, everyone else, for your time. I am going to be back in a minute or two, and then we can take calls. All right? Don't go anywhere yet. Thank you very much. So I just got it. I got your text. Somebody said that the Alafi elect is not back home yet. So the video we saw earlier is not that of him being back home. It's probably like an old video. Okay. So we shall keep monitoring the developments when it comes to this Oyo and the issue of Alafi. Now, brethren, again, don't try to go and call this the studio number, like call it directly, or like make sure that we block out the direct calls. So it has to be like it has to be a WhatsApp call only. Okay. So yes, the line is opened, I believe. And then if you do have any contribution to make, you can, as usual, you can just call in, right? I have this clip that I wanted to share just before, let's use this as after the break, okay? It's quite interesting, right? And it is also mind-boggling too. It is one brilliant submission from a fellow talking about the withdrawal of the countries, the Sahel country, the AES countries, Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, from the ECOWAS, as well as the African Union, believing that they have become so compromised that rather than protect the interest of Africa and Africans, they would rather protect the interest of the West. All right. And because of this, those who are heading or leading this supposed other members of the ECOWAS, like these countries in West Africa, like Nigeria, okay, they have betrayed the Africanness and the African brotherhood to start with. And, you know, it will rather just bring more downfall to the people of the region, nothing beneficial. So I want to share that with us before we begin to take course. If the line will allow us, sorry, excuse me.
But I have a concern. Before setting up a unit or anti-coup d'etat unit in ECOWAS, isn't it time that the African head of states or the ECOWAS head of states look into the reason why there are coup d'etats? What are the root causes of coup d'etats? Let them put their house in order first before they set up an anti-coup d'etat unit. Let them put their house in order. And I believe their house is not in order. This unit is set up to defend them and to protect them only, nobody else. What is more coup d'etat than your national constitution gives you 2-term limit, 5 years, 2 terms. After serving 10 years, you want to change the constitution for another term. Is that not a coup d'etat? Because you feel you have the powers to do that. The soldiers have the powers to coup d'etat. That is also another coup d'etat. And they are living with them there. They are there. In the name of civilian, putting on mufti clothes, calling yourself a Democrat, when you loot all the resources of your country, mislead people, torture them, imprison them, burn their businesses to us, and you call that a democracy? Or a civilian rule, an illegally elected government? The leaders must stop lying to their electorate first. They must stop the corruption. They must stop looting our resources. They must understand that they are not a better citizen than anybody. They are given a responsibility, a role to play, to help develop the countries and make sure that there is peace and tranquility and respect the constitution of the country. But this is not happening. Example is this government. This government has lied to people in 2016 that they are going only for 3 years. Was that not a lie? Who asked them to tell people that we are going for 3 years? Were they forced to say that? They went around the whole country, lied to everyone. When the people started reminding them, this is what you promised us, they threw tear gas on them. And the president is bragging, yes, when I threw tear gas in them, they never came back. Does that not anger the citizens? You throw tear gas on your people. Some of them are wounded and you stand out there and bragging that I throw them a tear gas. They never come back. That alone can anger the citizens. You promised the people you will have a security sector reform. It's never happening. The civil service sector reform is never happening. The Jani Commission was violated before the end of the commission. When you take all the assets of the former president, and now you are busy buying assets. Your days are coming. I thought they should have learned, or they could have learned from this. Unfortunately, they are not learning. So before you create a unit to go against any attempt of coup d'etat, put your house in order. Stop lying to your electorate. Stop lying to your citizens. Stop looting the resources of your country. Stop corruption in your country. And then you can talk about anti-coup d'etat. When Alpha Conde was killing his people in Guinea, after serving 10 years, he said it was not enough. I want to serve another term. During the process, so many Guineans were killed. And I did not hear any ECOWAS going there or condemning him. You know why? Because Guinea was too big for them, or Alpha was dancing to their tune. Because I think that was why the small Gambia was surrounded all sides by soldiers and guns in 2016. Because Gambia was small, or Gambia is a small country, and Jammeh was not dancing to their tune. After the presidential election in Guinea, more than 300 Guineans were butchered, killed. No ECOWAS condemned him. No African Union condemned him. Instead, they pick up their phones and say, Monsieur le Président, félicitations, congratulations. That is the fair game that is happening in Africa. They can condemn Mali, they can condemn Guinea, they are soldiers. But the one in Chad, who has been given a red carpet to the African Union, was never condemned, and he's a soldier too. He's a soldier. They can give him a red carpet to the African Union. But the other soldiers are condemned for their attempt, or for their act. Where is the fairness in ECOWAS or in the African Union? They are not representing us. I believe they are representing themselves. So we are calling them to remember that power belongs to the people. Alassane Ouattara knows how he came into power with Gbagbo. He knows. But he finished his 10-year term, he changed the constitution for another term. They are there with him. Nobody condemns him. They are not there to condemn him because he's dancing to their tune. So I'm calling on ECOWAS to do the right thing. We young Africans, we are here watching, and we fear. But I have a concern.
Right. I decided to share that with us simply because we should be reminding ourselves what the overbearing, the overbearing attitude, the what should I call it? The who can hold me sort of attitude of those in power in Africa until they lose the power, and the culpability as well of the supposed Western world, the Western puppet masters. They always preaches democracy. They ignore the abuse of power that some of these African leaders perpetuate endlessly. The abuse of the constitution, the abuse of their people, sort of, right? And then once there is a slip, a loss, automatically they begin to preach about democracy, this democracy, that. Democracy is part of, is killing your own people, tear gassing them, dehumanizing them. Is that also part of democracy? No, it is not. That's why I said I will share that clip with us. So, thank you so much, everyone. My line is now back on. So if you have anything at all to add to this conversation, the number is right here on the screen. Use it. And then give me a sec. Let me see if I can re-click back on. That's brilliant. I'm sorry, I think I'm having an issue with that line as well. All right. So hopefully it works. Give me a sec. So I've had people who have been trying to get through, and then they kind of like constantly getting kicked back, like kicked out. Okay. So the ideal thing is if you can I'm gonna. Yeah, if you can keep trying, and I'll see. And if it's not going to work as well, then we can just call it a night. So I'll hold it on for a second more. Or should I say a minute more?
I'm highly disappointed of Nigerian government because the Nigerian government were highly disappointed in them due to foreseen circumstances. Definitely, I'm one of those people are proving people should die in coronavirus is more better than people should die in hungers. Hunger kills more than coronavirus because some people are less privileged. Due to foreseen circumstances that I said it, some people are less privileged, which they are based on daily pay, which are not even based on salaries. But our government thinks that the lockdown is the best solution to coronavirus and proving it to an extent and to the levels of alacrity that if someone die in coronavirus, it's more efficient to die in hunger because some people will be at indoor. There's no way to make.
You know, I'm gonna. Let me see. Did I get this? Hello.
Michael.
Is that Charm, right?
I just let me excuse me, or let me try this your number. Maybe it's better that we can ginger other people to call in. Well, I like hearing what other people have to say. I've
been having an issue with it, but I think it's fixed now. Somehow, I think what happened was that I had the Bluetooth on and then I had the direct connection on. So it was like bouncing between both. So when people were calling in, it's just kind of pushing them back out. Yeah, it's working anyway. And thanks for calling in. So do you just want to test it now, or you do really have one thing to add to this tonight?
I think, let me just add one thing. I just want to talk about this, the laughing, isn't it? The laughing, what do you call it? Is it the selection?
Yeah. Okay, please.
So they have the Oyo Mercy, which you said, like, traditionally, they are the ones who divine and know who's supposed to become their laughing, right?
That's right.
And then now there's a suspicion. Now that suspicion is what I'm curious about. Is it an unfounded suspicion? Or has it been confirmed, that they actually received?
Yeah, from what we know, the evidence of him bribing the kingmakers is like an allegation made by some people, which including the state governor. And since they have now invited the EFCC to the matter, and the guy has been invited by the EFCC based on the petition from the governor, so we automatically just going to probably believe it is true, but there's no real evidence per se than those allegations.
Okay, so there's no real evidence. So I don't know if you can see all the problems that we have there with this whole Alafi situation, which again is an outcome of the poor governance and the corruption that is in Nigeria. Because now something that should have been so seamless and so left to the Oyo Mercy to divine and say, okay, this is person. Now we have Seyi Makinde, who maybe the person he wants is his friend, right? And they said, okay, yeah, we can do this. And I don't know, it's just a mess, because even now you have the EFCC involved, and things like that. So you're not even quite certain what is going on. But it also shows how susceptible all these so-called institutions are to corruption. At the end of the day, you can't trust anybody. You can't blame the people. But what we do know, what all of this should tell anybody is that the country needs to, I don't know, just go. Do you understand? Just start from scratch, because
I know
something just needs to happen. Because you can't really trust Seyi Makinde that he's not trying to impose somebody that is not, somebody that is his friend, and it's okay, we can do this, and again, the question is to what end? I saw the road. That's Oyo. What's the name of that road? The Oyo road that you showed.
Did you see the road?
I saw the road.
Oh, did you?
No. Sorry. No.
What I meant to say. The road there. I'm like, where's the road?
No. What I meant to say is, right, that's the opposite of road, because I'm not quite sure. I was looking at it. I said, are they trying to construct something?
In a desert, right? Trying to find a track. And if you see one car moving like this, then everybody started following it. That's what I saw there, not a road.
I don't know what that was, but I mean that looked ridiculous. So let me just quickly so that other people can call. Hopefully, people are calling in, right? I was just saying to myself, right? Okay, you're crowning somebody to be a laughing. You're trying to be governor here. You're trying to be local government. To what end? Look at how poorly developed the place is, for goodness sake. What is the point of all these positions that people are holding when it doesn't even make a difference to the day-to-day life of anybody? What is this thing that we're jostling for? You want to be recognized as this, you want to be recognized as that. You say you are a Muslim, this, you cannot bow to your king. At the end of the day, the things that are supposed to be important, nothing gets done.
No.
Look at that road. In 2025.
Yes, 2025.
It's supposed to be modern day Nigeria.
What somebody said to me, not to me, I actually read that online. Somebody said, you see this palace, is it called a Palisade or so fire in California, right?
Palisades, yeah.
Right. So you see this destruction, that monumental destruction. Somebody said, America will finish rebuilding this area, right? Before Nigeria can generate extra 100 megawatt of electricity.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Me, right? It actually really hit me. I sat there, I was like, oh, no, it's true.
Absolutely.
In another 5 years, they will show us the picture of that developed place.
Let me tell you something. Like all of those places, right? All those areas in LA that are burning, majority of them are insured. They pay a lot of insurance because they are very prone to forest fires and things like that. So there will be insurance to cover all of those things. And yes, if you're going to own a house in that particular area, rest assured that you're going to be paying, top dollar when it comes to insurance. But the upside to that is that if your house does get burned, insurance will cover the repairs, and all of that business, So yeah, you're very correct. That's a sane working society. They will probably rebuild that whole area again before we even we find our bearings to say, okay, we're going to move from point A to point B. That's not the truth. Again, this is the outcome of the corruption that we know permeates the place, but the helplessness of the people to do something about that corruption is what doesn't make sense to me. Do you understand? Let me go. So let other people call in now. let's hear your thoughts.
I'll take this one. I think this one actually really concerns a princess. She's coming with a fire blazing right now. Another story.
Okay, all right.
Thank you. Okay. So this is a princess. Are you in? Hello. Okay. I think I lost her. Can you hear me?
Oh my God. Yes, I can.
Can you hear me, right?
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, I can hear you properly.
Fantastic. How are you this evening, ma'am?
I'm fine, you?
Well, I'm fine too, Thank you for asking.
Yeah, but it is not a rocket science. I'm going to talk about the Allah too.
Yep.
But I have a cousin. Yes, I have a cousin in there. He was shortlisted for the last 3.
Right.
And when the Oyome took money from the Lukman and allegedly took money from Lukman Badegesi.
Yep.
They are all from Badegesi. Lukman is from Ilialayo Ajo. You're there. But you see, this Owade guy was not even on that list.
Yeah? Like
he was never on that list. He was not there. There were last 3, Lukman Badegesi, Remina Kwadeniya, and one other person that I can't really remember his name right now. Owade was not there. He was not even, in fact, I jáde for bá ṣe jọba. Nígbà tí Ifá ò bá yé jẹ́ tó yẹ pé Ṣèyí Mákindé ló fẹ́ tú ayé ká. Ọ̀yọ́ is the stool, of Yoruba kingdom. stool Yoruba, stool in the Yoruba, ori ilẹ̀ Yorùbá.
Because it is believed that whatever happens to Oyo
has been
happens to
the rest of happening to the whole of Yoruba. In tó bá ti bá orí ti bá gbogbo ara. Torí bá ti burú, gbogbo ara máa padà burú later ni. So why are we bringing politics into this? Allah sílẹ̀ lo governor be 200.
Political Oba.
Allah can use up to 15 governors while in office.
Why?
But the governor will only spend 8 years and leave. You cannot come here. You cannot mess with the Allah tool. I am not saying this now. I am saying this as a Yoruba woman. I am not saying this because I have someone in there. I am saying this as a Yoruba woman, Yoruba Tata. Let's see how this thing is going to play out. Where Sheine Duro son of Fọlọ́run Ọba máa kọjá lọ. Àfi tó ọba jẹ́ kọ́gbẹ́ni yẹn wọ̀ pé
they did it in Ile-Ife now. Look at the honey they finally gave to us. The role of, in fact, the role of thiefnubu in all of that too is like, uncontrollable.
It was a major role.
But look at where that is now leading us.
Oyo kì í ṣe Ile-Ife, Mayegun. Oyo kì í ṣe Ile-Ife. Oyo kì í ṣe Ile-Ife, Baba.
Okay.
Oyo kì í ṣe Ile-Ife. Forget it. I heard it here. I called some people now and they said it's been out since yesterday. I heard it here tonight. His name was not even on that list. I can send the list to you.
It's been nominated now, and I just hear that he's not yet. It's like he's yet to return. So which means that
Baba, Oyomeki said they're not finding it funny. They said they would have to scatter it and start all over again. Coach Jenny, Oyo kì í ṣe Ile-Ife. Oyo ló ń pè bẹ̀yẹn, kò ń ṣe Ile-Ife. Yeah. Táwọn bá dẹ̀ fi the right person sí fámú síbẹ̀. Kájọ máa wo gbogbo bóyá máa lọ ná. Ẹ jẹ́ kájọ wò ná. It shows that they are not fruitful people around anymore, Mayegun. The injustice and everything. Why should you do this? We all know what is going on. These Oyomesi people actually went there
even the Oyomesi,
before the Baba died.
Princess, the Oyo Kingmakers didn't even they've picked Lukman Badegeshi, the guy accused of bribing them.
But yes, so now.
They gave this. They submitted his name to Sheyi as the choice.
Yeah.
Sheyi now accused them of collecting bribes for choosing him, so he removed him, and then chose Abimbola Owuade in his.
Abimbola Owuade was not even on that list, Baba.
Yeah.
I will forward the list to you. But Abimbola Owuade was not on that list.
He
was not.
Thank you so much, Princess.
Baba injustice won't let you, Baba.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello there.
Hello.
Baba.
Mayegun Baba.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me hide my name. Tori.
Go on, Baba.
What is happening in Oyo is very pathetic. And then they want to mess up the Yoruba culture and the Yoruba history. Yeah, you know that guy. Sheyi Makinde is an APC person in PDP. Just like Sheyi Makinde is just like 80%. Let's say 70% APC, 80% PDP. Now that guy is one of those Bati Biot Abrodarian.
Yeah.
I want to hold the ground for our Tinubu ni diaspora ni Bobon.
Yeah.
So Koshoboya Tinubu, the way Tinubu is appointed ètò wà ní Ifẹ̀ yẹn ní àbíkílẹ̀ sí pé because Tinubu was instrumental to how Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ and that olóríkórí tó wà níwò yẹn that fanatic Olúwo Olúwo Rashidi. And then the same thing you play out. You will select that guy for Seyi Makinde because of politics. You know, Tinubu bastardized the traditional institution in Lagos.
He did.
So now we have tout everybody, tout in Ìjọba Leko. So but can achieve now. He wants to
brought Akiolu Oba Lagoon.
Something like that.
To become
everything, the Oba. So what he did in Lagos is now trying to replicate the same thing throughout the southwest Yoruba land. It's an about idiot. So boys money. Let's put this one there. So but God save Yoruba land.
It is well. Baba, thank you so much. Let me take another one. So indeed, it seems that the conversation around this of a thing has triggered the reactions all over the place. Here is your first one. Hello, Baba.
Baba.
Yes, sir.
Well done.
All
right. I don't know. Yes, sir. I just want to say something real quick that there is a saying that
that's right.
You know, this clip you played about the sharing imam or whatever. This is how it was. Okay, so they already started. They've been desecrating and they're watering down this Oba's soul and our tradition for so long. Okay, so and the likes of the incident that happened in the sharing would be the outcome, the end thereof of what's going to be happening everywhere right now. So when we have political Obas, political jobbers, they won't even have any authority. And back then, merely sticking out their tongues and licking their lower lips, and they tell you to walk down for the rest of your life. You will be a wanderer. You will be a wanderer. You won't even amount to anything for the rest of your life. Where are those things back then? Where are they today? So I wish they can. They will, do things the right way so that things will turn out to be the way it's supposed to turn out. You put the wrong person to the Allah stool. Allah is the only king in Nigeria now that we are still holding on to. As a Yoruba person, is the only man before he died. Even though that I agree with everything.
Anyway, it's unfortunate. Even the last
but now
before he died, he himself became compromised too. Is a thiefnubu guy.
He did.
He was out. He was out. He was calling on the deities, the gods. That thiefnubu is Yoruba. Therefore, the gods must back him to become the president. He's dead now, and the rest of Yorubas are suffering under the same thiefnubu. So it's all compromised anyway. Unfortunately, this is us.
I think it is as good as we're saying that we don't have tradition anymore. So I don't know what our children, our generation coming behind. I don't know what they will meet. I don't know, Baba.
Yeah, first one.
Thank you very much.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Okay, for that. Things are getting out of hands, and I don't know as well. Like maybe it's because a lot of us are now kind of like growing up, and growing up is, in fact, will unravel a lot of things. There are things that when you get to kind of like get to know them or understand them, it makes you so like uneasy on you, so to say, right? You begin to wonder like about this world is so effed up, man. What is it going to be like by the time our own children come of age? Like, is there still going to be anything to be held you know, with some level of credibility, you know, relevance anymore. Here is the Prince Abduction.
My king.
Prince
My king.
From Sweden. How are you?
My king. My king, I'm good. I'm just listening to the program today. I love the presentation. But as usual, you know, the problem continues in Nigeria. It seems like anytime you listen to Nigerian politicians, your brain, something will be, you know, it's like we need to reduce our IQ level to a certain degree to be able to listen to these people. Do you see that time that you played that video of the police IG?
The PPR.
I don't want to be, yes. Is it the PPRO? I don't want to be, okay, let me not use a busy word, but you see, you need to actually throw logic to the window before you can actually sit down and be listening to such people. It seems that the people in the highest positions in Nigeria are all mad, psychotic cases. So it's not evident that man is not thinking with his brain when he said that they are on top of the situation about the Razak Okoya's children spraying Naira. They are on top of the situation. They went to arrest the poor policeman that was struggling to feed his family. Oh. Tell me how you will be stationed with eleganza and you will not automatically go out when the eleganza children want you to follow them.
It's being clever by half. You know what? You know why?
Exactly.
He said the police officer was posted to the eleganza as what? A guard. We all know these rich people, they have the police officers guiding them in that contraption, right?
Exactly.
If you pay them, they will also protect your children too. That's their job. You
exactly.
The wives of all these rich people. So what is he trying to say?
Exactly.
It's being clever.
What is he trying to say? He's being clever by half. He wants us to remove our logical thinking. Okay, come to think of it. If that policeman tells the Okoya children that, sorry, that's not where my posting is. My posting is in Eleganza. And those children tell their father that we don't like this man. We don't not remove the man tomorrow.
We'll remove him straight up.
Okay, good. Now, number 2. Spraying money. This is not the same spraying money that they use to arrest this guy, Kubana, that he paid over 10 or 20 million to
as a fine
for bail.
And now?
As a fine.
Yes.
So why go for the policeman? He just go for everybody at once. Then make their papa or release them with 20 million. Why use hard brain? These are people in highest positions in Nigeria. But that's all of them, they think, if you catch them, they will expect us to make sense.
So
then you go there, they look like say whether you your brain don't come out for your head. Abi that this person just they talk out of
like you know what people say, praise. What people say is that Omo. Sometimes when you try to want to understand Nigeria, you go begin to ask yourself, like, maybe you are the one who has problem. Because if you meet Nigerians, go in Nigeria, the way they go about everything, so like everything is normal. Like it's okay. Now you go on, they say, I be money problem.
Baba, I know the life for you.
Is it, could it be that I'm the one who is having problem? Because all these guys pretended everything is okay. Everybody is just kind of like moving like it's normal.
I know the life for you. Exactly.
Baba. You say,
exactly.
Normal, like, you know.
Exactly. When you love this, everything is normal. Sometimes I call them in Nigeria, they tell me, don't worry, that's just rumor. Exactly.
You go on the ask
when we see for you, I get the money problem.
You know, it's unreal.
Check the same thing. Probably jelly. Check is not the same reason they put Bobrisky in prison. That we didn't see Bobrisky for 6 months because that's what they told us. They didn't tell us about money laundering. What they said was that
Zenko, after calling me Zenko communication at Bigokon, is doing the burial of his mother in Anambra right now. Okay, If you see what the way they have abused the Naira. By now, 500 with a
exactly
ready to, but it is always selective.
Exactly.
It's always selective.
What who then they deceive with us and this kind of thing? We intellect. You know how
we poor people, we go there, go to targets. The law no dey for some people.
Yeah. I mean, I'm scared of that country now. I'm telling you. Because
you know why?
Baba.
That if you are not, like they say that if they explain Nigeria to you, right, and you are not scared
and you understand it,
and you claim to understand, they no explain them better. If you are afraid, that simply means that you will be mentally ready, alerted to with what is and to be confident that you understand Nigeria. Until the Nigeria happen to you and you be in shock. When they deal with peace, so being scared, I'm scared of Nigeria is normal. About normal, you should though. You should. See, Prince. Enjoy the rest of your day. Okay.
Thank you too much.
All right. So it is a normal thing. Let me show you this, right? Even though they may say they don't have police and all of that to protect the rest of you, Baba, policemen carrying gun at a birthday. I mean, at insecurity in Anambra State right now is like a hell. Solu Dump has been a complete failure. I'm not surprised, but however, everyone going to Anambra right now, they have to carry different armed security, policemen to be precise. Police were supposed to provide security for everybody, but they are busy doing private security guard for the rich right now. If you have money, you have to protect yourself. Right now, it is what your money has to buy for you, or else you end up being kidnapped or even killed. So you have to compare. Pay ransom. Depend on the security provided by government, which is supposed to be protecting all of us. So you don't want to gamble that. You have to go and hire your own security. Do you see the number of policemen? Everyone with his own clients. You get that now? Every police or group of policemen with their own clients. Their job, they don't give a damn about the rest of us. But the Odogus, Odogus Ungoke, with you know, with their millions, with their billions, they have to provide their own security. And listen, this is not like a private security stuff. Policemen, it be like for example, let's say the rich Americans, right, begin to hire the Marines, American soldiers, or American police and others as private security. When you are not in a protective custody, you know, in America, the only way you can see police guiding property or anything is if that person is bearing witness in court and is in protective custody. In the UK, imagine me using the UK policemen because I have money, because I need to. Come on, man. But they have to. If not, I go hear the breaking news. They don't kidnap Odogu. Odogu call, they need 50 million, 100 million from Odogu. And Odogu no one end up, you know, dead. Since the states, the government can't provide security that will protect everybody. So, yeah, that is the state of that contraption right now. If I'm going to Nigeria, ask Princess, I said, there was a time I called Princess, I said, Princess, if I am coming to Nigeria, I was, I'm in security now. That is, I'm going to go get like 4 soldiers, because me, I won't use soldiers. I don't want to use police. I want to use soldiers. Just soldiers, we just come back from Maiduguri, from Borno. We just finished shooting at Boko Haram. You know, those ones, they get PTSD. Any small thing like this, they could come out gone. I said, that's the kind of soldiers I want. I want 4, right? And I'll give them 1 million naira, 250,000 naira for 10 days. Say, you take what you. That is the situation in that contraption right now. Hello there.
Hello, my Yegun General. Babani.
How are you, sir?
Babani. I'm good. I'm good. Good evening. Thank you very much for all your good works, for enlightening all our people back home and abroad.
Bless you.
And I thank you very much. How are you? How's the family doing?
I'm very well, Baba. I'm very, very well. Like, you know, surviving. As much as I turn
Thank
up
God.
every now and then, yeah, that's kind of like,
Yeah.
you know, talk about it's enough to say.
Have you? Yeah, absolutely.
And yourself,
also, and happy. Yeah. Good. We thank God. We are just trying to cope with this our cold weather, you know, this freezing. Amen. Yeah, thank you. And Happy New Year. Before I forget, I haven't called him this year. Although I've been trying, but I haven't been lucky. So thank you very much for all your good work. Yeah, so Bayego, first of all, I would like to talk about the, you know, all these Yoruba elders in our land. It is very, very sad what is happening to Yoruba tribe. Because, you know, all these Muslim cleric, they've bastardized the Yoruba tribe. And you could imagine they are seeing themselves.
By the way, shouldn't there be
exactly
this kind of utterances?
Exactly. Abroad, even abroad, that there is, you know, free speech and everything. If you go beyond some boundaries, they will send letter to your house. They will come and warn you. The police, even on social media, if you post with maybe any fake whatever undo or whatever
like this,
inside exactly. Look at what happened during the riots in UK. They find them and they are still looking for many people till now.
That's right.
They are still tracking them down. So you know what is happening in Nigeria now? Why all these Muslim cleric, they are abusing Yoruba tribe, you know, talking anyhow? It's not their fault. It's because of how the politician has bastardized our, you know, our tribe. They've bastardized it totally. How on earth could politicians? Baba, there was a time. Yes, There was a time that it was highest bidder, Baba. It is highest bidder, and if you have connection, this Oba of Lagos, what was his name, Koolu, or what did they call him? He was a corrupt police officer when he was serving. They sack him. Yes. Yes. So,
then chase him away.
now
He's Oba in Lagos.
yes, now. Yes. So he's a confidant to Tinubu. He has carried out a lot of murder for thiefnubu. This one will be said and say, that man. See, there are too much to talk about. Just too much. Look at that weary Emir of Iwo. He call himself Emir of Iwo. Yes, that guy, Akombi family. I have friend in Akombi family that we attend school together. He told me that guy is a drug addict. That how could they look and use such character for king in Yoruba land? So if you make
collected bribe from him to make him king, he showed some of them.
Exactly.
He was an old man like that. He kept disgracing the man. He chased the man out of his house. And they said this was the man that stood behind him, that he must be, because all he did was to give him money. That old man,
exactly.
Now, Rashidi, all of them, all the kingmakers there.
Absolutely. Now, he doesn't even have any kingmaker. He doesn't have any chief. He made himself emir. But he's just doing, he's just by himself, behaving the way he likes. You could imagine. And that is one out of many. Look at the one in Ogbomoso too. That one too is political king. He came from London. The son, son of Ogbomoso, I've forgotten his name. Son of Ogbomoso, that one too came from US. They just choose him. Tinubu choose him some years, about maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago or so. They made him son of Ogbomoso.
The honey of Ife.
The honey of Ife.
It should be in jail now. This guy
only was a Yahoo boy in New York.
The greatest land scam in the history of Nigeria by anybody.
Yes.
If you know people who have done land scam in Nigeria, they are
land scamming.
This
yes.
It should be in jail.
Baba,
automatically
there are a lot of
an honey of Ife, a compromise.
I'm telling you. That guy has scammed a lot of people in UK, in America, in Canada, abroad. Billions.
Hundreds of billions. Land, 100 million, 200 million. No. Billions.
Baba, I know some people that fell. Yes. That fell to his scam. Even do you know that there was a time some years ago that he traveled to the US and he still smuggled drugs in? When the Oni of Ife is traveling, they used to have one shekere that they used to take anywhere it's going. There is someone that has been appointed. They will be shaking that shekere, be using it to make sand. And inside that shekere, they put drug in it. They nearly caught him in New York, but because he was a VIP, is a king, just like if the royal family in UK, in Denmark, Sweden, they are traveling, they have their own special VIP that they used to take. And at the end of the day, that guy moved the drug into the US. This one will be said and say, this one, I have people they are working in that palace in Ife. There was a time that I have many of them. Do you know that this guy used to do traveling agency too? When he's traveling, he will carry people, about 300-400 people.
They just
thank God that you know him.
Not expected to say all these things. That's people would normally just, you don't have to say all of these things, forget it. So say, guess what? Majority of his victims, they are Yorubas.
Yeah, they are Yorubas.
Majority of his victims,
absolutely.
Majority of the victims of Ogunwusi are Yorubas. They are not
Baba, you don't forget
Yorubas.
Yes, now. Yes, this guy, they do travel agency, US. All their life savings, he don't scam people. I know many guys. It's unfortunate. He's still the one that went to call Chinese people and sold land for them. They are mining gold. That one, I know. I have people that have land. Family, Baba, I won't buy land for Ife. Now, one of my ex-girlfriend, he advised me against that. I'm talking about recently, maybe 5-6 years ago, when it became that
China. 4 or 3 months ago.
Recently, right? Yes. Yes.
The reason why it was in China, it was an invitation by those who are carrying out illegal mining in Ile-Ife.
Mining, yeah.
In Ile-Ife.
Yeah.
Right? There is no direct benefit to the people of Ife from this illegal mining.
At all.
But they gave VIP invitation, first-class tickets, come to China. Guess what he went to do in China? To go and see where they are processing the small good gold from Nigeria.
Yeah. Imagine.
There is no direct benefit to Ife. Rather,
at all.
They are already having environmental degradation. Okay, there are some of
Baba, you did, yeah.
Complaining, Baba. Some of these communities.
I'm telling you,
the chemicals, the blast from these illegal mining places, right? The
mining
houses are shaking. Some of them are
it's true now.
Almost like collapsing now because of all these blast. They are like blowing there. The only is happy to take whatever they give to him. He's happy to take the ticket, travel to China to go and see doing all of these things. And he's
of course
wants that in Yoruba land.
Baba,
but you are not allowed to do all these things. They'll say, don't say it
at all.
Are you mad?
That is where
their victims are Yorubas. So
exactly.
They are supposed to protect and guide the Yorubas and Yoruba culture, tradition, Yoruba's prosperity. But no, they are not.
Exactly.
They are making life for Yorubas. Unfortunately.
Absolutely. And unfortunately, he has the government backing because you can see a few months ago he built a statue for Tinubu wife now, Koolu wife, and people in Ife they were complaining. Exactly.
Right? What did he do?
Exactly.
He went to
what did
Bokohari,
he do?
And he came back and told Igbo that Bokohari said
one exactly. Imagine the Sunday go that
say they are kidnapping your people.
Your people, as the king, as the head, want your own exactly. You could imagine.
They came for his life.
They were, God bless you. Even that invasion of Igbo house, Baba, this guy, they said he has hands in it because there was a Zoom meeting. If you remember that Zoom meeting that they did, that it got leaked out, that they said Igbo abused him, that he's taking money from Bokohari that time. He got angry because Igbo exposed him, and from there, they started looking after Igbo's life. Till today, they are still after Igbo.
All of this, okay?
All of this.
Just want, and I know why. It's because normally politics has divided Yoruba land as well, okay?
There are
Yorubas who don't want to see thiefnubu at all. And they are many.
At all,
Then are those who are benefiting directly from thiefnubu that decide to align with politics. And they are now doing that in Yoruba land. Because we are divided as we speak.
Yeah, absolutely. And is this someone that you just mentioned, Koolu, is the one that divides Yoruba land from the time of 1998, 97, during the House Baba, Fenifere time, that he came, he lied to them that is a pro-Yoruba. And what did Yoruba achieve? When they were fighting, shouting that they should create a Motekun in Lagos, this guy was against it openly.
Yes.
And they told him that, do you realize that Fulani are killing people? He couldn't do anything about it. You could imagine. And this same bastard Oni of Ife, that guy, do you know that there was a time that Fulani wrote a letter to him in his palace that they are coming to attack him?
Yes.
I don't know, maybe you remember. Yeah.
It's at the time that make me feel like, it actually made me feel like, man, we've lost.
It's finished for Yoruba. I'm telling you. It's finished for Yoruba. I'm so sorry. Yoruba, we've lost our values. We've lost our head. Yoruba now, they are the worst tribes.
Those who are supposed to speak
exactly.
Have become a weapon.
They are the ones selling. I'm telling you, 100%. They are the one even selling the Yoruba tribe now. They are the one that they are the major traitor, the betrayers of Yoruba people. It is very sad, Mayegun. Don't let me delay you. Thank you very much for all your good work.
I appreciate this as well. All right. This is the reason why some of them will never like people like me or people like yourself. Okay. They want us to
exactly. Look at it now. The Tinubu is doing everything, Baba. You know, I be APC card carrying member.
Yeah.
the APC founder for Lagos when I did Lagos that time. Even people they look, your family get money now, your family they abroad, everybody they go, they come, they do this one, they do that one. I tell them, say, this APC will come, more see what they want to do. Say, if truly they won't make Nigeria better. But there was a warning that came out that time. I regretted it today. I fought one of my best friends that came from Bayelsa. The guy told us that they wanted to Islamicize Nigeria, that there is an agenda by Fulani, and now everything is coming into clear picture. Look at all these Afar. They've killed many of them, all these Ekiti, Babago Ekiti, they've killed many of all these small back. All these, in Ondo, recently they still attacked them in Ondo. Recently again. So they are just disgracing Nigeria. And at the end of the day, Baba, our people are the one causing all this trouble for us. People from thiefnubu and all those Lagos State Abobakus, all of them. It is very sad. Thank you. Thank you, Baba. Have a good night. Yeah, take care. Yeah.
Baba. It's unfortunate, right? And it's just that whether we like it or not, the truth cannot be hidden forever. Okay? The people will know those who are indeed against them. Now, it is now left for you, it's left to all of us what we're going to do about it. The fact that we have an opportunity of knowing is enough. But at the same time, maybe not enough until when we actually really take action. Or you can only take action when you know that something is rigged against you and you don't want it. Or you turn yourself to an enabler, somebody who just wants to probably like live in denial, which is what so many people does. They live in denial, pretending that it's not happening. Maybe it will go away. It won't go away. It won't. Thank you so much for your time again. I appreciate your your time with me tonight. So I am going to be back again some other time, especially tomorrow, Sunday, which is our Sunday sermon, right? Maybe I'm going to actually use this latest on the Alaafin, the Baku, to use that for our Sunday sermon. Hit some nerves, like hit some chords, right? Anyway, listen, if you haven't really liked the broadcast at this point, this is going to be the right time for you to like the broadcast, okay? Like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel. I will see you again when I see you. Good night. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun dayari political. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. lórí Facebook
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
lórí YouTube
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
bí gómìnà kówó jẹ
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
òkúrọ̀ olóṣèlú
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràgì
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran òun èèyà.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe fẹ́. Kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe fẹ́. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.